There are few days in football bigger than a local derby. There are fewer days in football bigger than a cup final, and every so often the stars align to bring you a local derby in a cup final. This, not just any cup final, the biggest cup competition for amateur footballers in the country, meaning that a victory today gives you bragging rights not just over your local area but over the entire country. It's College Corinthians taking on Ringmahon Rangers in the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final. We're live here from Turner's Cross Stadium on FAI TV with thanks to Full Time Productions. Hello everybody, welcome and thank you for joining us on a wet afternoon here in Turner's Cross Stadium. My name is Alan O'Brien, delighted to be with you as your commentator and host for the pre-show for this, the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final. And joining me on co-commentary today, Jason Purcell, manager of the Munster Interprovincial side and the team that went on to represent Ireland in the Regions Cup.
Yeah.
Jason, welcome, thank you for joining us.
It's great to be here, Alan. It's a great occasion. Fantastic for the players to be involved in this. As you said, it's probably the biggest cup competition for amateur players that you can play in, and it's great to be able to represent your club here at Turner's Cross.
Yeah, a massive occasion, and a massive occasion too, because as we mentioned in the build-up there, it is a local derby too. Two teams separated only by the Douglas Estuary here in Cork, playing in a final in Cork. It means a huge amount to these players.
It's massive, I suppose, and I suppose the fact that the players know each other so well, and it's here in Turner's Cross. It's great to be able to have their families be able to come and support them and watch the game. It's really going to be a really positive spectacle for amateur football, I think.
And Jason, looking at the two sides, quality permeating throughout it. Ex-League of Ireland stars, players who are playing abroad in academies over in England. There'll be some real quality on show today.
Yeah, Alan, I expect it to be a really good footballing game. Lots of quality on show. Both have star players all over the pitch. But I think, as a spectacle, I think the Cork public will really enjoy this game today because both teams like to get it down and play attractive brand of football.
Yeah, I know you're quite familiar with the Ringmahon players through your work with the interprovincial side. Maybe talk about one or two of the players there that you'd expect to stand out in a big occasion like this.
Yeah, look, we've had probably 5 lads from Ringmahon. Jamie O'Sullivan, Christopher McCarthy, Adam Delory is a really good talent, only a young player, actually Munster Senior League Player of the Year last year. And I suppose then you have likes of Anthony McAlevey, who's probably the best player in Cork at the moment, I would say. So, and the other side, I suppose you're looking at what's his name, Eric Cunningham, really good young player. So I think we're going to have really good matchups all over the pitch, and I think whoever comes out on top in those one-to-one matchups will probably go on and win this game, you know.
Yeah, and looking at their form throughout the league campaign in the Munster Senior League, Ringmahon Rangers, they've been fantastic. Slipped up maybe in the last couple of weeks since their Keane Cup win a few weeks ago, but they've been tremendous so far this year. Yeah,
and it's been quite difficult for Aid now, I'd imagine, trying to have all his eggs in loads of different baskets. But I think that the draw recently with College Corinthians 1-1, probably both been very wary of showing their hand too early with this game in mind, you know.
Yeah, looking at College Corinthians, it's been a bit of a middling season for them. They are mid-table in the Munster Senior League Premier League. Does that sort of affect you coming into a cup final, that they haven't had maybe the best of years leading into it? Or is it just in a cup final, it's the one day, it's 90 minutes and you just go as hard as you can?
In fairness to College Corinthians, I think like last year they were going for the league. I think they picked up a lot of injuries. There seemed to get a lot of those players have come back in the last couple of weeks. I'm sure they've been gearing their season towards this game today. At the end of the day, everyone wants to win this game, because if you win this game, you're best team in Ireland, basically.
So let's take a look now at the pass to the final and how these teams reached the 2025 Intermediate Cup Final. And we will start with the designated home side for today, College Corinthians. They had a bye in round 1, then went on to defeat Temple United 4-0, went into the national portion of this competition, a 6-1 win against Ballymun United. followed up with a 3-2 win against Tulka Rovers. In the quarterfinals, they dispatched Killester Donnycarney 3-1, and then amazingly another local derby in the semi-final. 2-2 draw with Douglas Hall came through 3-0 in the penalty shootout. Jason, it's a very impressive run to the final, plenty of goals scored and over tough opposition as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Alan. I suppose you look at it, they've scored like lots of goals. In fairness to them, like against quality sides, the likes of Ballymun, Tulka Rovers, these are really top sides. Killester, Donnycarney, and at home, obviously the local derby there in the semi-final. Now, I probably wouldn't be happy with conceding 6 goals. That's probably an area where Ringmahon might try target, but they have been very positive in scoring lots of goals throughout the campaign.
The FAI had a chance to catch up with the manager Gary Hackett earlier in the week. Let's see what he had to say.
Yeah, I can't wait. Looking forward to it, and just seeing the pitch here now, it looks unbelievable altogether. So it's going to be a great occasion for the club. So just looking forward to getting stuck in now one day, and I suppose we can't really start planning for that until close to the game, because we've got lots of other things going on between now and then. But yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait.
When you're around the club, everyone's kind of coming up saying best luck and all that kind of stuff. But it's only that, like, for such a big club, we've never won it. Like we have a really good underage system for the last 20 years, but we kind of wanted to break that stigma of just being an underage team and start kind of winning trophies at senior level as well. So it's a huge deal for the club. And yeah, really looking forward to it. And
even when teams are knocked out down through the years, you'd always tune into the draw, because it just brings a massive, focus on local football here in Cork, and who did this team get and who did that team get, and no, it's great, it's brilliant.
Like, we've had tough games, like the 2 away games in Dublin were really tough, and then Killester at home, and then Douglas Hall away. So we've had a really tough run in, but I do find, like, with this group, when it's a tough game and we're against it, like, this group does step up.
I think the Munster Senior League and the Cork teams are getting stronger and stronger. I think, look, for years, Dublin might have dominated for a good few years there, and there was always this maybe kind of an inferiority complex. But I think, look, we're as good as any Dublin team now, if not better. And I think the fact that there's 2 Cork teams in the final probably says that too,
It's a cliche, but like there is no easy game. Like, there's no game that you could say, oh, we'll rest a few here now this week, because you will lose. Like, so. But I was only saying it there a minute ago, I think the league is going through a good patch at the moment, because you've good young kids coming through clubs, through the youth leagues, and it's a credit to the youth league kind of managers with the Cork youths and stuff. There's really good kids coming through, but there's also fellas come back from League of Ireland, whereas a few years ago they might have just packed it in and left it off, but they're seeing the standard is decent now.
We probably should in theory cancel each other out for large periods of the game, and then it's just about finding that little bit of a little bit of a trick here and there to try and outmaneuver them, and it's all on the day. It's a lot of his luck and having our big players turning up. I mean, look, I think what this year has shown us domestically as well, and even in the cup, is that I don't think any team is good enough to probably turn up and perform at anything less than 100% expect to get a result. So I think we know by playing Ringmahon that, like, we've got to be at our very best to get anything from the game.
As I said, like, I do think Cork football, when I remember the final down here a few years ago, there was a huge crowd, so Cork football and do kind of come out and support teams that are in finals, like, so yeah, look, hopefully there is a big crowd. Hopefully there's a big Corinthians crowd from our side of things, like.
How Ringmahon Rangers played their way into today's 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final. They started things off with a 5-1 win against Everton, then defeated the side that they beat here in Turner's Cross in the Keane Cup Final a couple of weeks ago, Rockmount 1-0 into the national portion of the competition, and in the last 32 defeated Malahide United 1-0, a 2-1 win against St Machta's in the last 16, followed up with a quarter-final win against Usher Celtic 2-1, and then a nervy semi-final win 1-0 against Liffey Wanderers. Jason, looking at the Ringmahon path to the final, plenty of strong opposition, only conceded 3 goals in 6 games. It's the old adage that goals win games, defence wins championships.
Yeah, and I suppose, Alan, that their defence has been really, really strong this year. I have lots of ex-League of Ireland players in that back 4, or that back 5 maybe today. Yeah, like against Usher Celtic, I saw that game. Conditions were really, really tough. We're up against a middle forward line that day and kept them quite basically for most of the game, and I think Christopher McCarthy popped up with a vital goal to win the game. And then another, I suppose the Dublin clubs will be glad to see the back of Ringmahon at this stage. They've knocked out plenty of them, and that semi-final was a really tough game as well against Liffey Wanderers.
Yeah, looking at the path to the final and the games that they won along the way, particularly one I think I want to highlight, the game against St Machta's in the last 16. 1-0 down in that game, then a 56-minute equaliser from Adam Delory, and then Garrod Morrissey, one of the star players in injury time, picking up the winner. They've scored late, they've scored often quite late in games, and just that resiliency to keep going throughout tough fixtures.
Yeah, they have that never say die attitude, I suppose, and they have winners all over the pitch, like Garrod Morrissey with his League of Ireland experience should be a massive plus for Ringmahon today. You'd imagine the young lads he'll get around the young lads and try talk them through the game, but lots of experience. But yeah, they've had a tough pat, and I suppose they're all looking forward to the game today.
Jason, thank you so much. Folks, we are going to go to a quick break, and when we come back we are going to be bringing you all of the action from the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final. It's coming up next, so make sure you don't go away.
Aidan, we're here ahead of Saturday's final, the Intermediate Cup Final. You're back at this stage again, back to back. Quite an achievement.
Yeah, it's great achievement. I suppose, look, last year was an achievement getting here, but this year we're hoping it's not an achievement just to get here. We're hoping to go one further this year, you know.
In Cork this time, it must mean something a bit more.
It does alright, I suppose. It's probably not that big occasion as it was last year where we kind of had to go away, but because most of the finals here will be in Turner's Cross, so it feels like just another game and another final.
But again, it's not about the occasion this year, it's about getting that trophy, do you know what I mean? So to even bring it down to Cork, it's going to be more special, you know, so something that I know myself and the team are looking forward to.
Now, because we're in the final, maybe we might look at it a bit different, and hopefully we can go one further than last year, but as I said, we just went game by game, and this is where they got us.
I actually think we were so hurt over losing it. It shows the character to get back this year and what it is, like the games we've had against Usher, against Mocktails, against a whole lot of them. Just shows the character we went through this year, shows how much we want to win this trophy.
We brought loads of people up there, like the whole, it's a very tight community down in Mahon, and the build up to it was something I've never seen before, like for amateur football it was unbelievable. So my thinking of it anyway was it was an unbelievable occasion, but maybe being in Cork this time, it's probably not as big of an occasion in one sense, but it being in Cork, it kind of just feels like another game, another final, that there's not that going to the lines then, I suppose, with having to go all the way up the draw at that time.
Yeah.
It is, to be fair, the Munster Senior League is very strong. Not to say the Leinster Senior League isn't, but I think over the previous number of years, where it's been us the last 2 years getting here, or Rockmount dominating, Avondale dominating, there's some over the last 15, 20 years, I think Cork have gotten the better of it, you know.
Hello everybody, welcome and thank you for joining us on one of the biggest days in Irish football. It is the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final, coming to you live from Turner's Cross Stadium here in Cork City. My name is Alan O'Brien, delighted to be with you on commentary this evening, and joining me is Jason Purcell. Jason, it is the big one, the FAI Intermediate Cup Final, arguably the biggest game for amateur clubs in the country. It's going to be a massive occasion.
Oh, absolutely, Alan. I'm really looking forward to this game. I suppose the players just are at a stage now where they just want to get it on. I'm looking forward to it all week, I suppose, and final preparations, but they just want to get out on the pitch at this stage now.
See the players arriving into the stadium a little while ago. Jason, how much more special is it, the fact that it's a local derby, two sides a stone's throw away here from Turner's Cross Stadium?
That's huge, I suppose, that their families and their friends can all attend the game. You know, like last year I think Ringmahon travelled to Drogheda. It's a long hike, but today it's just across the road and everyone can attend the game. And obviously I suppose just looking at the pitch, it looks amazing out there. Credit to the ground staff for getting this game on with all the rain that has been in Cork for the last 2 days.
Yeah, it's a massive achievement. It's been bucketing down here with rain in the last kind of 48 hours or so. So the pitch, though, still in immaculate condition. It's looking really well, and a full credit to everyone here in Turner's Cross. Let's take a look at the past meetings between these two sides in the Munster Senior League. And it's honours going towards Ringmahon, but very much in the balance. A lot of really close games there and a lot of really tight fixtures.
Yeah, and I suppose a lot of tight games. Nothing between these two sides, I think. And today I don't think it'll be any different. I'd expect it to be quite tight, with defences being on top. But the only thing is the conditions are really, really slippy. So you'd hope that there should be some goals today.
As you see the players lining up in the tunnel, getting ready to make their way out onto the Turner's Cross turf. Jason, how are the players going to be feeling at the moment? It's going to be a nervy, tense occasion there lining up in the tunnel.
Yeah, I suppose particularly for the younger players, Alan, I suppose it is a nervous time, and as a manager I suppose you're hoping that they'll take to the occasion pretty well. Like you don't really worry about the experienced players, especially a lot of experienced players in both teams here of ex-League of Ireland, so they're used to the big occasions, but some of the younger lads, like, it will take its toll, and it's got about managing those, and I think it'll become important your bench, because I do feel that your first FAI final you will start to feel it in the legs with 20 minutes to go.
And even looking at the bench and the depth in these squads, you know, League of Ireland experience even for the players who are not in the starting 11 at the moment.
Yeah, like, it's really strong squads in fairness. I expect a really good spectacle of football today. Both teams will like to get it down and play. I just think maybe with Mark O'Sullivan in the team for College Corinthians, they may go a little bit more direct, because he is a handful. He wants to get you into physical confrontations, and I think Ringmahon's back three will earn it today off him.
Well, let's take a look at the starting lineups for this, the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final, starting with College Corinthians. They name an unchanged side from the team that defeated Douglas Hall in the semi-finals of this competition. So it is Gavin Ryan in goal, Ian Turner with the massive amount of League of Ireland experience wearing number 2, Adam Walsh, who is going to be wearing number 3, Andrew Neville wears number 4, Owen Murphy is wearing number 5, Craig Donnellan, the captain for today, wearing number 6, Keelan Crowley is wearing number 7, Ross McCarthy wearing number 8, the aforementioned Mark O'Sullivan wearing 9, Eric Cunningham wearing 10, and Killian Cooper wearing number 11 today. And for Ringmahon Rangers, they make one change from the side that defeated Liffey Wanderers in the semi-final of this competition. Nathan Broderick drops to the bench. He is replaced by Anthony O'Donnell. Otherwise it is Eric Grimes wearing number 1, Glenn Towler wearing number 2, Adam Delory wearing number 3, Christopher McCarthy number 4, Anthony O'Donnell wearing 5, Anthony Whitehead wearing number 6, Garrod Morrissey wearing number 7, Roy Kenny number 8, Jack Kearns wearing number 9, Anthony McAlavey wearing number 10, and Ethan Varian wearing number 11 today. Teams just being directed on their final procedures and on the walkout. Jason, do these things affect a player? You know, the different sort of build up to a game, the different sort of start, the walkout of a tunnel, particularly for amateur players who maybe aren't used to that sort of situation. Does that maybe play on the mind and throw off the psyche a little bit?
It does a little bit, but I suppose you try to stick to the routine as best you can. Now, I know it's a little bit of an earlier kick-off today, so a little bit different for the players, but I'm sure that the experienced players around the young lads will try to get around them and try to talk them through the occasion, you know.
So we see the teams being led out by their captains, Craig Donnellan for College Corinthians and Anthony McAlavey for Ringmahon Rangers. On offer, the Pat O'Brien Intermediate Cup. Ringmahon Rangers, of course, defeated in the final last year, looking for redemption, looking to get their hands on that bit of silverware. Plenty of silverware for Ringmahon already this year. They won the Donny Ford Cup and the Keane Cup here a few weeks ago in the Munster Senior League. Can they make it a cup treble? Corinthians standing in their way. The team from Castle Treasure looking to return to the top of the Irish football mountain once more. false start there with the handshakes as the players being called back. And they're going to stand for our national anthem, Our On the Beam. Just a lovely touch there to see the players with their kids and the mascots out on the pitch, just really adding to the sense of occasion today.
Definitely, yeah. It's nice to have all your family members around, especially the kids. It's great to have them on the pitch and be part of it all on the special occasion.
Yeah, hopefully for the kids too, something that they'll remember for the rest of their lives as well, when they got to go out with their dads out and Turner's Cross.
Yeah, and I suppose, Alan, it's not about representing yourself today. It's about representing your club, people that grassroots managers, schoolboy players, committee members. It's about representing them and not letting those people down, you know.
As we see our referee team for today, Declan Troy, the man in the middle. He will be assisted by Graham McCarthy and Philip Russell, and Jason Ray acting as fourth official today. So Jason, give us your final thoughts on this. Which way do you think that it's going to go?
It's hard to call, Alan. I think it'll be a very, very tight game. I think benches could play a vital part in this, you know. I think Ringmahon have a slightly stronger bench, but who knows? Whoever starts the best here, I think what managers will be thinking for the first 20 minutes, keep it tight, don't give anything away. But just the conditions are very, very slippy, and don't be surprised if a mistake or a set piece decides this.
Well, finals, Jason, so often cagey affairs. So do you expect the teams to just keep it tight for the first while and try and establish the game plan?
I think so. I think this game will be pretty tight, especially when both teams are so familiar with each other. But I think both teams are also good on set pieces. I think they could be vital today as well.
So it looks like we're just about to get underway. It will be Ringmahon Rangers with the first touches in this final, playing from left to right into the shed end in the red and black kit. College Corinthians in their blue and white, playing from right to left, attacking the St. Anne's end in this first half. So here we go, the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final underway. Ethan Varian with a pass back. Drilled ball outside, not the most accurate pass to start things off, behind the run of Glenn Towler, and out with the first throw in the game on the near sides. And will be Adam Walsh to take. Walsh goes long with the throw in. O'Sullivan not able to bring it under control. Neville's pass forward, sent straight back. Neville on the chase. He turns the ball out of play and out for a throw-in. Good early pressure there from Jack Kearns. Kearns, the Golden Boot winner in the Keane Cup. Missed the Keane Cup final. And back now in for the FAI Intermediate Cup Final. Throw-in taken by Towler. Towler scored in that aforementioned Keane Cup final. The equaliser that sent them on their way to a 3-1 win against Rockmount. Turn away. Play allowed to continue. Corinthians with a long ball forward, which was a bit more hit and hope. And straight out of play for a throw-in.
Yeah, and it looks like Ringmahon are setting up with their 3-5-2, and I think College Corinthians look like they've set up with a 4-3-3, so two interesting styles, and I suppose we'll see a lot more in the next 10 minutes. Which team starts the best? It looks so far Ringmahon are putting a bit of pressure on.
Murphy intelligently letting that run out of play. Owen Murphy scored in Corinthians' opening fixture in this, the 4-0 win against Temple United in round 2. As Corinthians now look to launch an attack. Here's Crowley. Crowley breaking forwards. Good retreating tackle there. Crowley keeping on the chase. Crowley inside the area. Pops out to O'Sullivan on the elbow. O'Sullivan moves past the tackle. O'Sullivan, a bit of a tangle of legs there. Ringmahon come away with the possession. Immediately turned back over to Donnellan. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham with the cross. It's a good delivery. And a chance here. It's in! Inside 2.5 minutes. And Killian Cooper has given College Corinthians the leads. What a dream start to the final it is.
Yeah, it's a great ball in from Keelan Crowley and a fantastic finish from Killian Cooper. In fairness, he was free at the back post, he picked him out well, and it was actually a great finish. Well, great start for College Corinthians.
Credit the assist there from Eric Cunningham. It was a wonderful ball delivered into Cooper.
Yeah, it was Eric Cunningham, you're right. Yeah, it was a fantastic delivery.
And the former Irish under-17 international making no mistake at the back post. Beats Eric Grimes. That ball back across into the inside netting. A fantastic finish. And Corinthians immediately in the ascendancy. Well, we talked about a cagey opening. We didn't get one.
Exactly, yeah. It's going to open up this game now, I think. So it makes for a great game, I think. Great start from College Corinthians, though. Especially for a lot of young players. And your one-up makes you settle a lot easier.
That a lunging tackle coming in there from Adam Walsh. And he is going to get an early booking.
Just a little bit late there on Garrod Morrissey.
He's going to have to be careful. It's very early in the game to be getting a final, particularly with a wing back like that. You're going to have players running at you, and he's going to have to time his tackles perfectly.
Yeah, 4 minutes gone isn't ideal to be picking up a yellow card in an FAI final. He's just going to have to stay on his feet now for the rest of the game. With a chance here for Ringmahon to put a ball in the box.
It's a dangerous position for a set piece. Particularly, it is still drizzling out there. Rain maybe getting into the keeper's eyes. Is this one you possibly just put on target and hope for a bit of chaos?
Yeah, you just want to put it in the area now and get people attacking the ball. I suppose you'd hope Garrod Morrissey will be okay and he can continue. It would be awful if he had to go off at this stage.
He's favouring that shoulder. Morrissey is going to have to go off the pitch after receiving treatment. He's allowed to continue. So it's Delory standing over this.
Good delivery.
Towards the back post, it's looping. It's headed back across the own area. O'Sullivan able to get it clear. And Corinthians scramble it away from danger. Not the most convincing defending from the set piece. Is that out for another Ringmahon throw-in? This time out off Cunningham. Back to McAlavey, the captain. Here's McCarthy. Kenny. It's a poor ball down the line. Immediately turned over to Ian Turner. His pass forward can't pick out a blue and white shirt. And McAlavey again just sitting into the back four. Whitehead. Back to McAlavey once again. And there now is Taylor. McAlavey. McAlavey drives that one in. Drives it pretty substantially wide. Never troubling Gavin Ryan.
I think Eric Cunningham has been tasked to pick up Anthony McAlevey, so he'll have to be nice and tight to him for the day, I think. But I think he's a fit lad. He'll get around the pitch. I think Anthony will find it hard to get space.
So Ryan's goal kick sent long. Sullivan's underneath it. He helps the header on. Taylor challenged by Crowley. Ball sent long. Walsh. And Walsh with the pass forwards. Keeper couldn't quite bring it under control, but slides in, wins possession once again for Corinthians. Donnellan. Cunningham goes back to Murphy. Murphy's long ball over the top. It's a good looking ball. O'Sullivan's on the end of it, but O'Sullivan a bit overzealous in the challenge. And commits the foul.
That's what you get from Mark O'Sullivan, though. He's very, very physical. He wants physical confrontations, and if you're going to come off second best if you come up against him in a physical battle, I think.
So here is McCarthy. McAlevey. And Whitehead up the line for Taylor. Taylor, really good cut inside Walsh. Walsh is taking him out. Walsh is already on a booking. And immediately Corinthians down to 10 men inside 8 minutes. And a silly challenge there, you have to say, from Adam Walsh. 2 bookings inside 8 minutes in a cup final. And that is the end of his afternoon. Very, very early doors.
It's very disappointing for the lad, you know, in fairness. He probably should have stayed on his feet after being picking up yellow, but
just trailed the leg back there.
Yeah, it's a soft one. Particularly it's a yellow card, and you shouldn't be doing it when you're on a yellow. Now his team are up against it. 8 minutes gone and into an FAI final, and you're down to 10.
2 inarguable yellow cards, you have to say. They're very clear-cut decisions. Just extremely rash. And his team ahead on the scoreboard, but a man behind.
Yeah, sometimes now it's, you know, when you're in that situation on yellow, you're keyed up. You've got to stay on your feet. You can't be going to ground like you did in the first one. Adam Delorey's ball in, just wide.
Driven in, driven past the post of Gavin Ryan. Ryan there perhaps doing the old keeper trick of buying a few minutes for his team to regroup and reorganise. Jason, reorganise they're going to have to do. They've lost their left back.
Yeah, they're going to have to change the system a little bit now and maybe make personnel change or get someone on off the bench. I'm not sure how they're going to do it here, but
they have Andrew Neville who's playing in centre back. He can play at left back as well.
Okay, and did they drop Eric Cunningham back in? I don't know. He can play centre back as well.
It's very early in the final to be using one of your substitutes.
Yeah, but in terms of the lad that got sent off, it's very, very disappointing for him. All week you're looking forward to this game, and it's an awful way to get a red card in a final like this, you know.
Specifically for Adam Walsh. He first joined Corinthians at the age of 4. National Cup champion with them. Played Cork City underage, under 19.
He'll be absolutely devastated, I think, in his dressing room now at this moment.
As we see on screen, the goal that separates the sides at the moment, coming in the 3rd minute from Killian Cooper. You would have felt that would have had the College Corinthians faithful buoyant, but now After going down to 10 men, the mood going to have soured somewhat.
I suppose the one good thing, Alan, is they're actually winning 1-0. They need to sort their shape pretty quickly now and keep it tight for the next 10-15 minutes at least to make sure they don't concede.
Jason, it probably is the one saving grace that they are a goal ahead. That, you know, you can just stay compact and
you have something to hang on to. You know, it's trying to get your shape now and play narrow. Don't leave lots of space in behind you.
As McAleavey plays the ball forward, it's cut out by Neville. Neville doing very well there to win the throw in for his sides. Last out off Kearns. It looks as though Neville is the man who has moved across from centre back to take up that left back position. Andrew Neville, the 2013 Munster Senior League Player of the Year. He was playing with College Corinthians.
Yeah, I think Eric Cunningham has gone back centre back, is he?
Looks as that is the case.
Yeah. But in fairness to Eric, he's a really good centre back. I think he's potential to be very good centre back. Pretty good in the air, aggressive, and he's quick.
And that was Cunningham's header. Tim Murphy who directed it back to Ryan. So Ryan goes long from the goal kick. Free kick to Ringmahon. Crowley committing the offence there. So McCarthy goes short with the free kick. Crossfield ball here, looking to pick out Towler. Neville comes across, slides in, turns the ball out of play for a throw in. Whitehead. Not the first we've seen of Morrissey on the ball. As McAleavey goes back. O'Donnell plays the pass outside. Back now with O'Donnell again. Really good interplay here from Ringmahon. Cross comes in, takes a deflection. Neville heads clear. Out as far as Morrissey. Here's Whitehead. Whitehead swings in the cross. It's a good delivery. Headed clear by Cunningham. Kenny. His pass is outside is for O'Donnell. O'Donnell, a lovely slip ball through there. Finds Varian in the box. Varian puts it across. Ryan parries it away. And Ross McCarthy who hooked it clear. All the way out of play for a throw in on the far sides.
Yeah, pressure's building here from Ringmahon. Just Corinthians have got to dig deep now and steady the ship. Just keep the ball, maybe get some passes, put some passes together, and maybe Mark can hold it up top for him.
As McCarthy turns away from O'Sullivan. The pass there is for Kenny. Morrissey. Kenny, and you can see how deep College Corinthians are sitting. They're content to just ride out these next few minutes and absorb the pressure. And pass through was for Kearns, who's straight offside.
I think they've definitely have their shape now. They're definitely narrow. They're not going to be in any rush to take free kicks at this present time, and I don't think so. Just it's about getting to maybe the 25-minute mark now and hopefully not conceding. Ringmahon, on the other hand, need to play on their front foot with a bit more urgency, I think, and get forward a bit earlier.
So Ryan goes long from the free kick. O'Sullivan the target, wins the header. And there's Crowley. Crowley's bundled over at the edge of the area. Not a really good position for a free kick. Sullivan staying down on the turf. Let's take a look here. And it was Kenny just clipping the heels there of Crowley in the edge of the area. Really good play there from Keelan Crowley.
He's had a very positive start to the game, I think, Alan, in fairness. Every time he's got the ball so far, he's looking to run at Ringmahon, and he is a threat.
Yeah, the 21-year-old winger in his 5th season with College Corinthians. Mark O'Sullivan still down on the Turner's Cross turf, requiring a bit of attention.
looks like a shoulder injury as well. They don't want to be losing another player this early.
This will be concerning. O'Sullivan, one of the star men in the sides. 42-year-old, an FAI Cup winner in 2016 with Cork City, making 128 appearances for them, scoring 38 goals, so plenty of experience scoring goals here in Turner's Cross, and I'm sure the College Corinthians faithful would love him to get another today. The emotions of a final on show. Cooper in the 3rd minute, wheeling away in celebration. It hasn't been all ecstasy for College Corinthians. They are a man down. Adam Walsh sent off in the 8th minute. Full of drama already, this FAI Intermediate Cup Final.
Just looking at Mark O'Sullivan there, I'm sure there's lots of League of Ireland centre halves delighted he's not playing League of Ireland football anymore, because he's an absolute handful to Mark. He's so aggressive, but a really, really talented player, and you don't want to be losing him.
Definitely a man you want on your sides in a cup final as this, just that really experienced head and shoulders, and going to be concern here for College Corinthians that he's really struggling with that shoulder.
Yeah, and if they were to lose him, well, I think he'd be a loss in both boxes, you know, like even from defensive set pieces. I think he's really good in the air. You don't want to be losing him.
This is what has led to this stoppage. O'Sullivan going up for a header with McCarthy. Oh, that is a very awkward landing for Mark O'Sullivan.
Yeah, it's just the way he fell. I think there was nothing in it, in fairness. Christopher himself generally went for the ball there, and it's just the way he landed on it, I think. So it looks like he's going to have to be replaced. Another huge loss for College Corinthians.
So O'Sullivan back up on his feet, but gingerly being helped off the park, and clear and obvious that that's going to be the end of his day. So that substitution being confirmed, and on for Mark O'Sullivan, Destiny Okonkwo, the number 14, and I'm sure much earlier than he was anticipating into this final. Okonkwo has had cup success before, won the under-17 All-Ireland with Corinthians. And free kick coming in, never looking like it was going to trouble Eric Grimes.
Yeah, Destiny, I suppose, will give a different challenge to Christopher McCarthy. He probably a lot of pace. He wouldn't be as physical as Mark, obviously, but it gives it a different type of challenge for Christopher now in terms of running in behind you.
So here is Whitehead. Whitehead outside to Towler. Taylor swings in the cross. It's a good looking delivery to the edge of the area. McAlevey it was who pulled the trigger. It's immediately blocked away. Crowley sends it clear, only as far as O'Donnell. His pass inside is for Roy Kenny. Kenny to Whitehead. Morrissey back to Whitehead. All the way back to McCarthy. McCarthy's pass outside. Here's McAlevey again. Faced up by Okonkwo, gets the cross away. It's a poor delivery. The clearance though only going as far as Morrissey. Morrissey lays it off. Whitehead. Kenny back to Whitehead. Back to Kenny once more. As Ringmahon Rangers poking, prodding, probing. Can't find a way through the blue and white wall just yet. As Okonkwo stands up against O'Donnell. Pass outside here is for Whitehead. His cross swung in. Header directed away from target. Neville can't bring it under control. Towler now in possession. His cross immediately blocked away by Andrew Neville, out for a throw in, which Towler takes quickly. Possession turned over. Cooper, who sends it clear only as far as Christopher McCarthy. Morrissey and McAlevey. Back with McAlevey once again. Kenny's pass outside for Whitehead. Whitehead back inside to Kenny. Cross swung towards the back post, headed clear. McAlevey picks up the loose ball. O'Donnell. Cross swung in. Murphy, that's a bit of an unconventional clearance and out for the corner. As we approach the 22-minute mark, I believe this is the game's first corner.
It should be interesting to see now, Alan, if Ringmahon any tricks up their sleeve. They've definitely scored from some set pieces this year, so we'll see have they any set pieces to work here. They are a threat, they're a tall side. Anto O'Donnell, Christopher McCarthy, Jack Cairns, Gerard Morrissey, they're all good in the air.
So it will be McAlevey to take it.
And Tony Whitehead as well.
In-swing delivery towards the back post and a free out the decision. Declan Troy had plenty to say in the build-up to that corner being taken and punished any indiscretion that he saw.
I'm sure Gary Hackett will be pretty pleased with the last 10 minutes. They've had a good shape about them, in fairness, and Ringmahon are playing in front of them. They'll be happy enough with that. I suppose you move on now, you go another 10 minutes and try to keep it tight.
McAlevey's ball forward, cut out by Murphy. Murphy sending it over the top for Okonkwo to chase. And Okonkwo with McCarthy.
Free in, yeah.
It's going to be a free kick. Really tenacious work there from Destiny Okonkwo.
That's what he'll give you, Alan. He'll give you pace over the top. Christopher's not the quickest at times. Probably he'd prefer a physical battle, Christopher, rather than something with pace.
See that, just the handout, just pushing Okonkwo away the whole time, and McCarthy, I think, maybe just talked himself into a booking there. So Christopher McCarthy, the first Ringmahon Rangers name into the book. The second player to be booked off the third yellow cards.
I think it was for dissent, was it?
I think so, because the foul itself was innocuous enough.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a yellow, so it must have been for dissent.
So it's Neville standing over this. Left footer in swinging delivery. A decent delivery from Neville, but headed away out to the edge of the area. Cooper took a swing at it, but didn't get a proper connection. Ringmahon Rangers able to send it clear. Lovely little turn away from the interner there, using all of his experience. Okonkwo can't direct that pass outside to Cooper. It's out over the touchline and out for a throw-in. Whitehead changes the point of attack. Crossfield ball ran under McAlevey's foot, ended up at the feet of Towler. McAlevey, that's a lovely ball through, picks out Cairns. Towler cuts inside a challenge. Towler to the edge of the area. Morrissey, Okonkwo recovers, puts in a challenge. Morrissey, tame effort away from him. McAlevey goes outside. As Ringmahon press and knock on the door once more. Skipping through a challenge there was Delory. And that turn behind for a corner.
Yeah, Adam is in a really advanced position. Really good delivery of a football when he gets space and time. They probably need to get a little bit tighter to him, but he possesses real quality, Adam Delory.
McAlevy's corner sent in. Flashed over the top there, I believe it was by Kenny.
Probably should do a little bit better with that header, I think. I think it was Eaton Varian, was it?
Take another look here. It was indeed Varian, the man who scored the winner against Liffey Wanderers in the semi-final.
Yeah, he's got a lot of big goals for Ringmahon this year, in fairness to him.
The former Stoke City underage player. Definitely one to watch out for in this Ringmahon sides. One cap Irish under-21 international. So Conco, that's a good header on. Could be a chance here. It runs all the way through to Grimes.
Eric did really well there. Positional sense was very, very good.
Murphy's header goes backwards and runs all the way through there to Gavin Ryan. Jason, it's a huge facet of the modern game, the goalkeeper positioning, and we saw it there from Grimes and from Ryan, quickly out off the line and sweeping, keeping. Yeah,
and both pretty good with their feet as well. In fairness to the two lads, a lot of experience between the two of them. Roy Kenny loses possession there. Good pressing by College Corinthians.
As Turner plays a pass to Okonkwo. It's back with Turner once again. A ball over the top now is for Okonkwo to run onto. McCarthy steps across and lumps it clear and out of Turner's Cross Stadium. Okonkwo maybe just showing there that he's not going to be intimidated in a physical battle.
He left a little bit on Chris there, I think. But look, it's an FAI final. You expect battles all over the pitch. Fairness, the referee didn't see anything wrong with it.
So Turner's throw in. Aimed at Crowley but couldn't pick him out. And straight up in the air from Ross McCarthy. Cooper underneath it. Ringmahon do now win possession and bring it clear. McAlevey. McAlevey seems to be covering every blade of grass in Turner's Cross so far.
Yeah, he's a pretty influential player. You'd like to see him maybe play 10 yards or 15 yards higher up the pitch. That's where you want him on at this position.
Well, here he is, McAlevey. And Varian tried to slip through the 1-2. Cut out, and College Corinthians able to bring it clear. Shouts for a free kick not given. Here is Whitehead. Morrissey. Kenny. Outside it is to O'Donnell. O'Donnell swings in a delivery. Headed clear by his opposite number, Murphy. Back to O'Donnell. Delory. And O'Donnell once more. And Morrissey at the edge of the area. Dispossessed. Falls to Kenny. Okonkwo puts in a challenge. Ringmahon retain possession. McAlevey. That's a good pass forward. Back out here to Whitehead. Whitehead's cross immediately blocked away. There's Cooper there playing the defensive role. McCarthy allowed to stride forward with it. And he clips one over the top looking for Varian. Ryan punches. And play being brought back here for the free kick. And high five between Varian and Ryan there.
Keeper did well in the end. He looked a little bit unconvincing at the start, but he got there and made it. I think it probably was just a free out, yeah.
Just one of those ones, two players challenging for the ball in the air, but keeper always going to get given that one.
I just think maybe Ringmahon need to play a little bit higher tempo. It's pretty comfortable for College Corinthians at the moment. They're playing in front of them. They'll probably need to get a bit more width with the two wing backs. Maybe hugging the touchline a little bit more, Alan.
Jason, for Ringmahon, is this just a case of being patient and
Yeah,
not losing the run of yourselves? You know, you have the man advantage. You're only a goal down. As the game wears on and fatigue wears on, particularly mental fatigue of having to deal with this sustained pressure for so long, is that going to be telling towards the end?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's a big pitch as well, and it's going to be heavy because it's soft enough. But I think they just need to play a little bit higher tempo, get a lot more width, and don't be forcing it. They're trying to force passes through the centre when they need to get it a bit wide, I think. But look, loads of time left here, but College Corinthians are just going to sit in for the rest of this game now and try hold their 1-0.
Ball cleared away and out for a throw in. McCarthy zips in a pass. Kenny doesn't quite bring it under control, but the attack continues. Turner puts in a challenge. Kenny shepherds the ball out of play for a corner. You see the sizable crowd here in attendance in Turner's Cross Stadium.
Yeah, big crowd in Ellen. I think maybe the weather turned a lot of the people off, but there's still a decent crowd here. And I've seen a pretty good game so far.
So McAlevey swings in delivery towards the back post and a free out once again. Successive corners now for Ringmahon Rangers that they haven't been able to attack from because of ill discipline in the area.
Yeah, I think Owen Murphy and Eric Cunningham have been quite good there, along with Andrew Neville. They've been, and Ian Turner. That back four is pretty solid. It's going to take some good play to break them down, I think. Owen will probably take control of that back four now. He's probably the most experienced player there, and talk to Eric and make sure they give nothing away before half time.
Conco's header on only ends up at the feet of Whitehead. He goes to McCarthy. Ringmahon look to build from the back once again. And there's Whitehead. Pass inside to Kenny. Morrissey. Whitehead. He goes with Morrissey once again. Towler. Just left that finally one on Morrissey. Pick it up. Challenge is coming in though. Neville wins possession for College Corinthians. McCarthy forced to turn back. He goes back to Turner. Turner long ball forwards, but Crowley was in an offside position. Play going to be brought back. A brief stoppage here. I think Morrissey still down on the Turner's Cross turf after that challenge. And once again, the shoulder that he was struggling with. We saw him from the first Adam Walsh tackle. It led to his initial booking. He was struggling with the shoulder after it, and has taken another hit to it here. And our Ringmahon Rangers about to lose their talisman to a shoulder injury also. He's certainly playing through the pain. And if you missed it, the goal that separates the sides coming in the 3rd minute from Killian Cooper. Ghosting away to the back post, getting on the end of Eric Cunningham's delivery. A lovely finish across Eric Grimes. That's the other flashpoint so far from the first half. Second bookable offence for Adam Walsh. So a very early end to his afternoon. A red card in the 8th minute. That's left College Corinthians with the goal advantage, but down a man. Turner hacks it clear for College Corinthians. Approach 10 minutes to the break. And Gary Hackett, a lot of work to do at half time. Morrissey wave back on. Going through the pain here for the FAI Intermediate Cup. Here is Morrissey. Whitehead. Morrissey once more. McCarthy. Pass outside there for O'Donnell. He tried to slip through a pass to Delory, which was cut out by Crowley. Going to be a throw in. Whitehead. He swings in the delivery. Varian can't bring it under control. Cairns picks up the loose ball. Delory, he swings in across now. Towel over the header. No conviction behind it, and Ryan scrambles across and safely gathers that into his chest.
Yeah, good delivery in the box by Adam Delory. Stood it up. It was probably hard to generate the power, and I think it might have been just gone wide as well.
So Ryan goes long. Cooper doesn't manage to keep it in play. Going to be a Ringmahon throw in on the near sides. Taken quickly. Whitehead across to McCarthy. McCarthy outside to O'Donnell. Back three or back five if you count the wing backs working very well. Could be a chance here. Cunningham, really good clearance.
Great clearance by Eric Cunningham, in fairness. Saw the danger, got back in, cleared his lines. Good position.
So dangerous as well that you could turn the ball into your own net in that position, but did so well to turn it away from targets. And you can see what it means to him. Those clearances often as good as a goal.
You'd hope Ringmahons have a better delivery here. So far the first three corners have been very, very poor. College Corinthians try not to concede here.
Cairns looks for the short ball and gets it. Immediately turned out of play by Donnellan. McAlevy's corner once again, and this time swings towards the back post again. And Whitehead was rising highest there. Couldn't turn the ball on targets. Out for a goal kick.
I think himself and Christopher McCarthy, a bit of miscommunication there, I think. Got in each other's way.
See how much that clearance meant to Eric Cunningham. Knows that that would have been a gilt-edged chance for a goal-scoring opportunity. At the moment for College Corinthians, those clearances as good as goals. Ryan goes long with the goal kick. Headed back into the College Corinthians half. Cairns goes back to Kenny. To McAlevey. McAlevey to Delory. Inside to Morrissey. Morrissey with space in front of him. Morrissey with a strike from distance. Blocked away by Cunningham. A chance from Kenny! Just turns it the wrong side of the post.
Yeah, got it up under his feet fairly quickly there with his left foot. Tried to guide it into the corner, just wrong side of the post.
We'll have another look at it here, just at the edge of the D, and not too far away from finding that bottom corner was Roy Kenny. Crowley battling for possession, winning possession for College Corinthians and winning a throw in for his side.
Done well there, trying to get his team up the pitch. In fairness, he battled hard and won a throw in for his team.
So it will be Turner to take this throw in. Goes short to Donnellan, back to Turner. Varian steps in and wins possession for Ringmahon Rangers. Delory can't find the pass forward. Turns out off Turner and out for a throw in. Taken quickly and goes to Morrissey. Here's McAlevey. McAlevey challenged there by Cooper. Ringmahon retained possession through Kenny. O'Donnell. Ball forwards for Delory. Delory cuts inside Turner. Delory checks the run and goes back to McCarthy. Morrissey thought about a shot, left it to the off from McAlevey. It's a good ball in. It's headed clear. Okonkwo clipping one over the top. Looking for Crowley to chase onto it. McCarthy got across. Free kick, the decision. Handball against Crowley. Taking shorts. It was a lovely diagonal to Delory, who cuts inside again. Delory swings in across towards the back post, headed clear by Neville. And Okonkwo helps it on its way.
Again, Andrew Neville has been very, very positive. Great start to the game for him. Dealt with the header there, got goal side and dealt with the danger. Just think, Alan, that Ringmahon's 3 central midfielders, one of them's got to shove on a little bit. We're practically playing with 2 6s. One of them's got to step on and try get and support the 2 front players, I think.
It's not the most positive press, you'd say, from Ringmahon Rangers, that they haven't overly committed men forwards.
No. Referee's only given free in here, is he?
What is the decision here? He's taking the ball out of the hands of Gavin Ryan. And is this going to be an indirect free kick inside the box? And is that a yellow card? No, he just has the hand up.
I don't know what that was for.
Yeah, he's held onto it for too long here, Gavin Ryan.
This is the new rules, I think, isn't it?
The new rule should be that it's a corner. I think he's actually just punished Gavin Ryan for holding onto it too long. It's rare that you'd actually see it being enforced, but
yeah.
Ringmahon Rangers now with an indirect free kick inside the area. College Corinthians players not too happy with the decision.
Yeah, you have 3 really good players over the free kick here. Any of them are capable of striking it.
Well, here he is, so you can count it out there. It was from 41.58. It's well over the 6 seconds. 10 seconds in, still had that ball in his hands from when he rose to his feet. So they go here. A false start from the wall there from Murphy. And the strike comes in from the edge of the area. It's a tame effort. Ryan very happy to pounce upon.
Rarely you see referees give those free kicks for goalkeepers taking that extra couple of seconds. In fairness to the referees, following the rule book.
There's O'Donnell's ball forwards. Crossfield ball for Towler. Towler just can't bring it under control. Goes to retrieve, face off against Neville. A strong challenge coming in there from Cooper. Towler gets it away to Marcy. Marcy trying to slip in Varian. Well read, and Corinthians able to bring it clear. And that was a territory seeking ball. I think in rugby they'd call that a kick to touch.
Yeah, I think Owen Murphy, in fairness, a very intelligent footballer, read that really well. It's probably hard for him to get up the pitch. I just want to see this out now to get the half time to reorganise again.
So we approach 90 seconds to go at the end of normal time in this first half. And there's still Corinthians with the goal advantage, but Ringmahon with the man advantage. Ringmahon are throwing now in an advanced position. O'Donnell takes, goes back to McAlevey. McAlevey can't pick out Kearns. And it's sent forward by Donnellan. Okonkwo, he's quick, but he's not that quick. Grimes goes to Whitehead. Whitehead's pass inside is for Morrissey. Here is O'Donnell. O'Donnell pass outside for Delory. Facing off against Turner. Murphy reads that cross, intercepts, and launches it clear. So McCarthy picks this up.
Just here you see the centre midfielders dropping again. There's 3 of them have dropped at half a line. They need one has got to be a bit more advanced, I think.
Bit of a hopeful ball forward, which allows Gavin Ryan to run a few more seconds off the clock.
I'm sure College Corinthians will be quite happy to get the half time 1-0 up.
So here is O'Donnell. He clips the ball over the top. It's on for the run at Delory, who has a yard of space. Delory delivers it back to Varian, takes a deflection off his own man. It wasn't off his own man, it's out for a corner.
Yeah, all the change that Ringmahon are getting is coming from Adam Delory down that side. You can't give him the time they're giving him. He will hurt you.
And there'll be 6 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. So plenty of time still left for Corinthians if they want to get to the half-time whistle with this 1-0 lead. Let's take another look at this latest chance. Varian, it was who pulled the trigger. It was Neville who got across to make that block from the left-back position. Corner swung in, headed clear only as far as Kenny. Varian can't turn away. It's out to Morrissey at the edge of the area. He doesn't bring it under control. Kenny now. Kenny with a strike, which is blocked. A sliding challenge from Towler. Morrissey. And pass outside is for Kenny. Kenny with a cross. Bit of a miss kick. He sliced across it and sliced it out over the end line for a goal kick.
Yeah, poor delivery there from Roy. You expect better from him. In fairness, his technique is pretty good but he'd be disappointed with that.
So Ryan's goal kick. Cooper the target, doesn't pick him out. McCarthy sends that up into the air. A bit of a miscued header there from O'Donnell, sends the ball out of play for a Corinthians throw in.
Yeah, I suppose for Ringmahon manager Aidan, I suppose you get his team in at half time and try to rearrange it. The main thing is, I suppose, not to panic, but I think they need to up the tempo a little bit. They're playing in front of College Corinthians. They're not really hurting them. College Corinthians, I think for them it's more the same. It's just going to be sit in and have a good shape and frustrate Ringmahon.
So here is Kenny striding forwards. Kenny's pass outside for Towler. He goes back to Whitehead. Morrissey picks it up deep. And McAlevey. Outside to O'Donnell. Has Delory ahead of him, goes to use him. Delory swings the cross in. Murphy's header goes straight up in the air. And Ryan, does he prevent the corner? Does indeed. Safe and clutch that ball into his chest. Launches the kick from his hands. And the header goes straight back to Grimes.
I think College Corinthians might need to stop Adam Delory having so much space. That's one area of concern for Gary at half time, I think.
So here is Towler. Swings in the cross. It's deep over the head of Varian.
Turner, great defending, yeah.
Cushioning that back to Ryan. So Ryan goes long. Over the head of Cooper. Towler striding forward with it again. It's a good ball over the top, picks out Kearns. Kearns moving away from Neville. Donlan back, putting in a challenge. Kearns right in the tackle there of McCarthy, and Kearns with a strike from the edge of the area. Ryan watching that all the way.
Gavin Ryan has played really well in his first half. Dealt with everything that's come his way. It's pleasing for your back four when your keeper is having a really good game behind you. You just need to get to half time now and get Water on board and get organised again. They'll be quite happy, Alan, I think, to go in at 1-0. Ringmahon haven't really troubled him a whole lot.
I think Gary Hackett's going to be very happy with his charges. What do you think Aidan Foley is going to be saying at half time to try and change the outcome of this?
I just think they need to play at a higher tempo. They're kind of playing in front of them and get more people advanced, I think, you know. Like, you really need two sitting in front of your three central defenders. I think maybe one. I'd be shoving, definitely asking my other two midfielders to shove on a little bit more and press College Corinthians when they don't have it.
Here is Delory. He moves away from Crowley. Plays the pass forward to the overlapping O'Donnell, who tried to take it past Turner and wins a corner out off Ian Turner.
A great chance now to put a good ball in the box and put a little bit of pressure on. Anthony possesses good delivery, but they haven't been great so far, so hopefully produce a good one here.
Here is McAlevy's delivery, in swinging, back post, and turned away off his line by Gavin Ryan. It was O'Donnell who was there at the back post.
I think it was a great delivery there from Anthony McAlevey, sorry. Keeper did quite well again.
Bodies flying there, Conco sliding in. gives away the throw in into the last 30 seconds or so of this first half. Kenny. Donald. McAlevey swings in a delivery. Headed clear. I think that's going to be an offside.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at this latest chance. And also Donald, under all sorts of pressure there from Ian Turner, managed to turn the shot on target. Ryan, who was scrambling across, turned away with his feet.
Yeah, Ian Turner did really well, I suppose, to stop him getting full contact on it. Used his body quite well.
Conco's header goes backwards. Here's McAlevey. McCarthy. A bit short-changed with the pass, but it was McAlevey who got across to keep possession. Neville there, though, reading the pass forwards. Corinthians able to send it clear. Once again, kicking for touch. And that the last action of the first half here of the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final. It's College Corinthians who lead at the break. The goal from their number 11, Killian Cooper, in the 3rd minute. The difference between the sides at half time. But the difference really is also the men on the pitch. College Corinthians reduced to 10 men. Adam Wall sent off for a second yellow card in the 8th minute. But it is Corinthians who still lead on the scoreboard. It's 1-0 at half time. And we'll be back for the second half very shortly, so don't go away.
it's been brilliant. You know, a lot of thanks goes out to all of the people that have supported this coming to life over the last 12 months really since the FPP launched in February. This is one of the 11 priority actions, and it's just brilliant to be here today, obviously surrounded by young people doing football and education, which actually brings it to life even more than anything. And really the vision is simple: where there is football there is education, and where there is education there is football. So it's really going to have a positive impact on what we do across every levels of the game, and we're now just ready to get started. It's going to really sort of create a synergy that never existed before, bringing all areas of education into one central department space, and it just means that there can be so many collaborations, from bringing education from a referee perspective, a coach perspective, an administrator perspective, a research perspective. It really touches all aspects of education, and we're really excited to bring new dimensions. 2025 is going to be really exciting. We've transitioned coach education to coach development. We're going to bring new schools programs in a pilot across TY with Goshka, the President's Award, and obviously the teacher training that we're going to do in July is going to be substantial. We've 20 training centres. We're going to have a couple of hundred teachers learning how to use the medium of football to bring the world into the classroom, and it's just so exciting to get started.
We've now got a strategy that we can really work towards. There's an overarching theme to everything that we're doing: informal learning, age and stage appropriate development, programme-based delivery, more individualised approach to coach development expertise. So we've obviously moved from coach education to coach development, with a bigger emphasis on individual development and supporting people in their own environments through bespoke programmes. So yeah, it's crucial for us going forward, and it really roadmaps us, I suppose, for the next 5 years, which is really important. Yeah, we're pulling a full department together, I suppose, and we can cross-pollinate between different departments, which is important, and we can use resources and support each other where we can, and use expertise in different areas. So that's really important, and where education can link directly to football, and we can hopefully support that as well.
Yeah, so the strategies provide more collaboration, more education opportunities for referees at all levels of the game, whether that be at the entry stage or for referees that have high potential ambitions and want to move to higher levels of the game. We view this strategy as being an opportunity for those referees to progress. We talk a lot about recruitment, but retention is equally important for us, so we need to make sure that the referees we have are doing enough to support them through these educational opportunities, but also doing enough to develop them to meet the growing needs of football.
Yeah, I suppose it's an exciting time in coach development. We've got the new education development strategy coming to life. Coach development now is evolving from that, and a part of that is more informal learning, and today is probably a first taste of informal learning and a programme-based approach, what we're doing in coach development. And it's great to get the coaches, and we've been working with them for the last few months in different aspects and different areas of a bespoke development programme outside of the formal qualification and the formal learning environment, and we're trying to expose them as much as possible to their own individual development firstly, and how we tailor make a programme to support them, and try to create more memorable learning experience for them within that, and try to expose them to different things and create more thought-provoking environments outside of the structured formal qualification that we offer as well. So it's really a brilliant opportunity for us to expose Irish people who are working at the highest level of the game, bring them together, network, create community practice, create expertise in specific spaces, whilst we're also offering that individualised approach as well. So it's been a brilliant time to work with the group. They've lots of stuff going on today through breathwork, through practical discussions, practical observations, really insightful.
Yeah, no, it's been really good so far, I think, in terms of kind of the individual learning, and kind of bespoke a bit more to myself and what I want to improve on and develop. It's been really good so far. No, we actually had a really good workshop earlier in regards to fouling and kind of the impact that has on in terms of winning and losing as a team. And the way I play, to be honest, I make quite a lot of fouls, so I found it really interesting, and it's actually kind of now going into the thought-provoking stuff of when you're a manager and what your message and what you want to portray. So the stats to back up that fouling is good has made my day actually.
I think in this business that we're in, you never stop learning, and especially we've had a lot of open forums within the course where you bounce off different people. I think that's been really good. Craig set it up that way. Craig and Jason have done really well at that. So it's been educational for me as well as obviously I'm probably the most senior on the course. And I've got a lot of the guys coming to me for advice as well, so on my experiences. But it's been really enjoyable. It's like anything, I'm always supportive to the others, so I'd probably be more thinking about the others than myself, and I think that's how I manage as well. You know, so the main thing for me was it's like understanding and helping and supporting them. I think that's obviously I'm a leader in my role at my football club, so I've always been like that, and I think that's my main objective here today.
Being injured as well, this was sort of the perfect time for me to do it, and obviously I know already as soon as I finish playing I want to go straight into managing, and I love it, I love coaching. So for me, I think the more you learn and educate yourself around the game, whether that's on or off it, the better you're going to be. So yeah, it's been really interesting.
We've people who haven't engaged with their formal pathway before, so Dean Brennan, Connor Smith, who are both currently working at Barnet FC. We've Lily Agg, a senior international player for our own women's team. We've Darryl Horgan, current player, ex-senior international player. Brian Gartland, who's currently at St Pat's. Stephen Quinn, senior international player. So we have a lovely cohort of people who are engaging with the programme. We've challenged them, we've tested them. They've engaged brilliantly from their side. So it's been really exciting, and I suppose it's an innovative approach for us. What we're trying to bring to life from the new E&D strategy. Coach development has changed from coach education to coach development, and this is really a part of what we want to achieve. You know.
We're down here in Termonfeckin Football Club today. They're doing an opening of the Zara Murphy Academy in honour of Zara Murphy, who unfortunately passed away last year. It's obviously where I'm from, back home, and to be given the opportunity to come down here and be a small part of the day is, a fantastic opportunity for, me to see the environment and what they're creating for Zara in honour of her and in her memory. And yeah, it's going to be an emotional day, but I'm sure it's going to be one that the family and Zara as well, looking down, is going to really enjoy it.
Zara came through the gates up there last year with an air of excitement and enthusiasm. Her presence lifted this place, and it's only fitting that she remains here in this academy as a shining light of belief, hope, happiness and a passion for the game we all love. We are honoured to wear her name on our chest, to be the symbol of encouragement for all kids who will pass through this academy and go on to excel in whatever they face in life. We hope that this academy will be a place of inspiration and joy for all that knew your amazing daughter.
I know that she's up there looking down. She's got the best seat in the house now, looking over the academy, and I've no doubt that she'll be honoured that it's in her name, but also to see the talent that's going to come through here for years and years to come. Thank you for what you're doing for not only just young girls, but women's football in general, to try and change and form a pathway for young girls to come through here. Like you said, I didn't have that when I was younger in this area, and to see now the amount of girls that want to come through, play football, and hopefully one day be on the biggest stage of all, is fantastic. So thank you so much for what you're continuing to do for girls, young girls in this community and beyond. Thank you very much for letting me be a part of this special day. I appreciate it.
So Park Villa were formed in 1966, where two local regions, McDermott's Villas and Parnell Park, residents combined to form the club, and from that they spent the majority of their years competing at Leinster Senior League level. In recent times they have moved to the North East regional level to, as you said, connect more with the community, and that also culminated on the 50th anniversary in 2016 with the opening of our successful Park Villa Academy.
Back in 2019, we were awarded our club mark entry level. We were the first club in North Leinster to actually achieve that, and that set a solid foundation for administration and governance in the club. Having a player development plan is one of the critical success factors for the implementation of it, is to have a robust coaching structure. So we took the opportunity to review and refine our coaching structure and development. So in 2021, we were officially recognised as a player development centre by the FAI and awarded our Club Mark 1-star award.
I think we've come a long way with the process, and in actual fact we seem to be a flag bearer for most of the local clubs who are pushing for a club mark entry, and they have been engaging with us and in relation to how we go about it, what are the benefits and pros and cons, and it actually has built relationships with other clubs in the local community, which is good for Park Villa. We want everyone to be on a competitive level to help each club grow. So the benefits, we have really had really good working relationships with all the regional development officers in the past. Go back to Mark Scanlon, to most recently Graham Kane, Richard Smith and Rob Sweeney, Barry Ferguson, so many to recognise, but they've all been a helping hand for us, and we've benefited greatly from that working relationship in providing coaching courses and coaching pathways for us to follow.
There was 8 clubs in the country that were asked to participate in the pilot programme for Club Mark 2-star. So Park Villa would have always had a strong history of community involvement.
So welcome back to our coverage of the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final. Teams making their way back out for the second half. And Jason, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half and the Ringmahon Rangers' chances here since going behind in the 3rd minute. Not a huge amount to speak about. It's been half chances, really.
Yeah, been half chances. I suppose Roy was a little bit unlucky with that one. Just the wrong side of the post. That one was comfortable for the goalkeeper. I think they have to apply a little bit more pressure. In fairness, this was probably the best chance for him.
Yeah, O'Donnell there at the back post, and Ryan did very well to save with his feet and turn it away from danger. But they haven't really been. They've been knocking on the door, but they haven't been insistent upon breaking it down.
No, and I think just think they need to up the intensity definitely in the first 10 minutes here and take the game to College Corinthians. I presume College Corinthians are just going to do the same now. They need to be a little bit better in possession of the football when they do get it, to try to give their back four a breather. But yeah, intriguing second half ahead.
They've really been under the cosh since that red card in the 8th minute, and it's going to take a mental toll too to defend for that long.
Yeah, and I think the pitch is pretty soft towards the shed end. I walked it earlier on, so I think that might take that was taking a little bit of toll on the College Corinthians back four in the first half. You'd imagine they're going to tire. The bench will be important for them now with 10 players. But in terms of Ringmahon, they need to up the tempo here now and try to get back in the game. They have lots of quality on the pitch. They shouldn't panic. Just trust the process.
So here we go, second half underway. 45 minutes to determine the destiny of the FAI Intermediate Cup. And there's Ringmahon playing right to left in the second half, attacking the St. Anne's Sens. College Corinthians playing left to right into the shed. Here is McAlevey. McAlevey, pass outside is for O'Donnell.
Turner did well again, yeah.
Stepping in, winning possession, goes inside to Okonkwo. Really good turn away there from Destiny Okonkwo. He's taken out of it in the halfway line. And it was O'Donnell sliding in. He's being called back. Okonkwo has been impressive since he's come on.
Yeah, he's quite tricky. He's got pace. I suppose and O'Donnell went to ground. I'm not sure if he picked up. He picked up the yellow for it.
Yellow card. Let's take a look. Really good turn away there from Okonkwo, and I think Anthony O'Donnell knew exactly what he was doing there.
Be interested to see now how long Aidan leaves it. If he'll give it probably 10 minutes and see how it's going, he might have to make some changes to try freshen things up a little bit.
They have their full bench to use, Ringmahon Rangers. Plenty of quality in there. One of the names that, Jason, you were surprised wasn't in the starting 11 was Nathan Broderick.
Yeah, look, I suppose it's difficult for Aidan. They have a lot of quality players in that middle of the park. But Nathan, he's a goal threat, you know. He's played every game. I was a little bit surprised he wasn't playing, but look, I don't have these players every week, but yeah, look, he's an option off the bench. Really talented player, and I suppose Jamie O'Sullivan is also there to give you a lot more legs as well, so he's a couple of options. But look, I think he'll leave a go for 10 or 15 minutes and see how this pans out.
Ball there was clipped forward for Cunningham. He headed back across the box but couldn't pick out a blue and white shirt. Grimes releases with the goal kick. Neville wins it. And there was Cunningham. Really good play there from the goal scorer. Cooper skips away from one challenge. And the pass forward is for Okonkwo. Okonkwo has Cooper in the overlap, goes to use him. Cooper getting isolated in the corner, but winning a corner for his sides.
It's important for your team. You're down to 10 to get you up the pitch, gives you a bit of a breather.
A positive start to the second half here for College Corinthians. Maybe not too content to just sit back and rest in their laurels and try to defend with parking the bus tactics. They're pressing forward here at the start of the second half.
Yeah, they have a chance to put a good delivery in the box here now, and Eric Cunningham and Owen Murphy are gone forward for it, I think.
So in swinging delivery, it's right on top of Grimes, who punches clear. Crowley and Cooper able to win possession once again for Corinthians. Cross coming in, Okonkwo with the header, and Whitehead turns it away.
Markham was pretty slack there from Ringmahon. There was 2 College Corinthians players free in the box.
Laurie sent it clear. Turner wasn't able to bring it under control and turned it out of play for a throw-in. So Donald's throw-in is to McAlevey. He goes across to Kenny. Back with Kenny once again. Pass outside for O'Donnell. Using the full width of the pitch here, Delory. That was Crowley swinging in the leg on Adam Delory. Going to be a free kick to Ringmahon Rangers. Crowley is arriving late to that party.
Another good chance here now to put a good delivery in the box and hopefully get bodies attacking it.
So here's McAlevy's free kick, curling in, safely into the hands of Ryan.
Owen Murphy did very well again there, I think. Dealt with that ball, 2 or 3 Ringmahon players on him.
So Ryan goes long, looking for Okonkwo. Just over his head and lands at the feet of McAlevey. McAlevey clipping one over the top for Kearns to chase, but it's overhit. I'm going to run all the way through to Ryan. Utilising every inch of space there inside his area. So Ryan goes long. Turned out of play off the head of O'Donnell and out for a College Corinthians throw-in. Ringmahon now do make their first substitution. Garrod Morrissey coming off, and on in his place comes Nathan Broderick.
Garrod, obviously the injury probably picked up at the shoulder in the first half. Maybe that's one of the reasons he's been taken off, but
he's been struggling since the opening few minutes of this game.
But Nathan coming on as pass winner obviously with Rockmount, he'll give you a lot going forward as well.
Indeed, signed from Rockmount in July. He is an Irish amateur as well, so plenty of quality to replace Garrod Morrissey there. There's McAlevey being chased down by McCarthy. It's a good crossfield ball.
Yeah, shifted the ball a bit quicker there, and that's what you want to see.
Tailless pass forwards. Here's Whitehead. He goes back to McAlevey. Kenny has O'Donnell on the overlap and uses him. And O'Donnell can't swing in the cross. It's blocked away. Okonkwo sliding in, doesn't get the ball. Kenny leaves one in late. Advantage being played.
He's going to get a yellow card here, I think.
This going to be brought back. Roy Kenny being called over. And he going to be the second Ringmahon name in the book.
A little bit late, a little bit rash. I think Keelan Crowley is working quite hard for his team, himself and Killian Cooper.
Let's take a look. Okonkwo he was sliding in Kenny and just lunging into that after a little bit of miscontrol. Okonkwo actually got a touch on it that just took it a yard in front of Kenny. Jason, the 2 wingers for College Corinthians, Cooper and Crowley, have been very impressive thus far.
Yeah, in fairness, they're playing quite narrow, putting in a lot of work. You just wonder how long they can sustain it for. You know, it's not easy when you're down to 10. But in fairness to them, they're working exceptionally hard for the team and the cause.
So Ryan, as expected, goes long, aiming for Okonkwo. O'Donnell wins it in the air. McCarthy, though, wins it for Corinthians. Header on from Cooper lands at the feet of Whitehead. Pass outside from McAlevey. McLeavy clipping that over the top, looking for the run to Kearns. Only meets the head of Andrew Neville. That drifts out over the touchline and out for a throw in just inside the Ringmahon half. Getting on with things quickly. Kenny goes across to O'Donnell. O'Donnell, lovely threaded ball through, looking for Kearns. Murphy forced to turn it behind for a corner.
Yeah, lovely ball from Ant O'Donnell down the channel for Jack Kearns. Good defending again though. Another chance now to put a decent ball in the box. I think Ringmahon need to get a little bit more movement in terms of attacking the ball.
So McAlevey, as he has been on the set pieces. Good delivery. Ryan spills it. Gaza the second time of asking.
Was a chance. Now it is quite slippy in fairness. Difficult for goalkeepers today.
So he releases with the throw. Cooper can't skip past McCarthy, but does win the throw in from him.
Great to see the Cork public turnout today and massive support here for both teams.
Neville's throw in. Hey Jason, it's a bit unfortunate from our camera angle. The Derrynane Road stand is empty, but the other three stands packed.
Yeah, in here from the van, you don't know until we went out at half time. There's a huge crowd in here. Hopefully we'll see some more goals in the second half.
So here is Kenny. Good ball outside here for Delory. Cushions the pass back to O'Donnell. Delory once more. Delory, good pass into the run of O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets the cross away. Sent clear from danger. Okonkwo doesn't make a proper connection. Turns it to Kenny.
Very good positional sense again from Owen Murphy. Really intelligent player. Saw the danger, stepped into the space and dealt with it.
McCarthy, pass outside. Well read there. It was by Cooper. And Cooper forces Whitehead to turn it out of play for a throw in. Really good turnout on what is a pretty miserable day here in Cork City. The two clubs only a stone's throw away from each other here. College Corinthians up in Castle Treasure. At the top is Donnybrook Hill. Ringmahon obviously down the Man Peninsula, separated only by the Douglas Estuary and triangulated around Turner's Cross here. So Okonkwo goes to Crowley. He can't pick out Okonkwo once again.
Mr. McCarthy did quite well there, stepped in, saw the danger.
Here's Turner against Delory. Spots the run of Crowley ahead of him. Crowley cuts inside a challenge. Kenny retreating, has to turn the ball out for a corner.
Very good play from Keelan Crowley. Gets his team up the pitch again. Yeah, he's been a threat. Alan, in fairness, every time he's received it, he wants to get at full backs. He's very direct, and in fairness, he possesses goals as well.
Keelan Crowley, 4 goals in the tournament for him. Now joined on 4 goals by Killian Cooper.
Caught in the counter.
So Wayne goes towards his right wing, but no blue and white shirt there. Ringman come on the attack again. Varian meets a brick wall of Owen Murphy. McCarthy kept it in play. Murphy skewed the clearance and turns it out of play for a throw-in. Kenny back to McCarthy, and back to Kenny once again. He steps inside Destiny Okonkwo. Back at Kenny's feet once more. Pass outside for Delory. Delory facing off against Turner. Goes back to Kenny. O'Donnell. Delory. Turner going off his feet, doesn't get near the ball, but recovers well to stop Delory stinging in across. Does now swing across. Murphy puts it clear. Okonkwo Conco has his heels clipped.
Wins his free well again. Very good defending by Owen Murphy. I think he's been very good today. In fairness, College Corinthians, he's marshalling that defence very well.
It was O'Donnell who conceded that free kick, and O'Donnell is on a yellow card. I think the Corinthians players there remonstrating that he stopped the counter attack and could have been liable for another booking. Getting called out here on the tannoy in the stadium. 2,624 in attendance for today's Intermediate Cup Final. It's a great turnout on a pretty miserable Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, Alan, I think you're coming up to the hour mark now, and if you're Aidan, you're probably looking at how can I change things up here, maybe drive us forward a little bit more.
You're 15 minutes into the second half, a second half that College Corinthians are playing without the man advantage. Ringmahon haven't really created much in the way of clear-cut chances in the second half so far.
No, it's again like Ringmahon are kind of playing in front of College Corinthians and it's suiting them. Yeah. Obviously, Ringmahon aren't going to panic just yet, but
well, here could be a chance, but Neville turns it away from danger. Cooper couldn't bring it under control. Here's McAlevey. McAlevey goes back to Whitehead. He swings in a deep cross, makes his way through to Broderick at the back post. Broderick goes back to Delory, his first time cross. Header by Kearns, takes it all the way through. Taylor keeps it in play. Donnellan sends it away from danger, relieves the pressure and turns the ball out of play for a throw-in. Kenny.
Yeah, it's very tiring now on College Corinthians players playing for 10 men for so long.
Broderick to the byline, Varian leaves it run through his legs.
Nathan did really well there, get to the byline, stretching the College Corinthians back four.
Clearance goes all the way through to Grimes. McCarthy. Broderick, lovely pass on into the run of Towler. Towler now to the byline, drives it across. It's sent behind and it's out for a corner. And there's Murphy once again repelling the Ringmahon attack. In swinging delivery. It's a deep corner. Murphy, and once again for the third time in this game, Ringmahon concede a free kick from a corner.
Yeah, he's really good in the air. Alan, in fairness, he's been very impressive in the air today. He's dealt with everything that's come in the box. And in fairness, Eric Cunningham beside him was a young lad, really promising talent. And then I think the two full-backs have been really good as well. Ian Turner and Andrew Neville, in fairness to them, they've been very solid. But if like Ringmahon, they get one goal here, they're well back in this game, and you'd fancy them to go on and win it if they can get one, but at the moment they don't look likely.
McCarthy sends the ball forward after dispossessing Crowley, and that's going to be a free kick. Murphy through the back of Kearns. McAlevey goes short. It's back with McAlevey once again.
I think Naden is playing a more advanced position. I think he's been positive since he came on, in fairness to him.
McAlevey goes outside to O'Donnell. Delory facing off against Turner. Delory, can he get turned? He can't deliver across. Lumped clear from danger. McAlevey picks it up. Link up with McCarthy. McAlevey outside once again to O'Donnell. And O'Donnell turns to swing it across now. It's deep, it's very deep. It's kept in play. Oh, Broderick had
crossed the line. I think it was out of play.
I think it's an offside that was the decision. Let's take another look at this. It was Varian with the lovely back heel.
I think it was out of play, Alan.
Out of play, the goal kick there. Lovely little back heel from Varian. Maybe that's what it's going to take for Ringmahon Rangers to unlock this College Corinthians defence, is just one moment of magic like that. A flick, a trick, do something unexpected. As Ryan's goal kick goes straight out of play on the halfway line. O'Donnell with the throw in. Turner stops it from getting to Kearns by immediately turning out for another throw in. Delory goes back. There's McCarthy. Kenny. Crossfield ball for Whitehead. Whitehead forward to Towler. Towler trying to shirk the attentions of Andrew Neville. He goes back to Whitehead. McAlevey. Kenny. Murphy steps forward. Launches that clear into the Ringmahon Rangers half.
Yeah, I think College Corinthians getting very, very tired. They might need to freshen things up a little bit, as Ringmahon's central defence they're really stepping on now. Christopher McCarthy, and they're getting into advanced positions.
Approach 25 minutes to go in this FAI Intermediate Cup Final. Donald Turner cuts out that ball forward, ends up at the feet of McAlevey, who maybe saw his name in lights there for a second.
Yeah, very poor effort from him with the talent that he has. Just got to be a little bit more patient.
See, it's Andrew Neville there down on the grounds for College Corinthians, favouring the hamstring. Well, if you're just joining us, the goal that separates the sides coming in the 3rd minute from Killian Cooper, wheeling away in celebration. He goes to the back post.
Yeah, it was a super delivery, Alan, from Eric Cunningham. Fairness, it's got his head up, picked out the pass and executed that pass. Great finish as well. And worthy winners at the moment, but can it stay this way?
Ryan goes long from the goal kick. Kenny picks it up. Pass for Delory, back to Kenny. O'Donnell. Whitehead. And Kenny once more. He plays that pass outside for Towler, who can't bring it under control. Neville takes possession. Clips the ball forwards. Can't pick out a run. Whitehead goes to Kenny. Ringmahon reset again. O'Donnell. Delory. Delory's pass forward is for Varian. Varian gets the cross away. It's a decent header, but can't be directed on target.
Yeah, they're struggling to get up the pitch now, I think. Look, Ringmahon won't panic here. They've been behind in many games this year and come back. It just takes one to get them back in it.
Come from that attack, Okonkwo sends it clear to McCarthy. McCarthy looks for Towler. That ball just sliding off the surface. It stayed in play. Cunningham launches it forwards.
Corinthians are struggling to get up the pitch now, aren't they? They need to keep it a little bit better when they do win possession back.
Man, have hemmed them back. Can't find an opening just yet. O'Donnell now. Varian mobbed by blue and white shirts. Murphy sends it a long way forwards. Okonkwo's chasing this down. McCarthy takes a touch, and Okonkwo takes it off his toe and turns it out of play for a throw-in.
Yeah, he's worked really, really hard for the team since he came on. It's not easy being up there by yourself. But he's battling away for the side. He'll keep going.
Bit of a thankless task for Destiny Okonkwo. Chasing down loose balls and clearances. But there's Towler, Broderick to the edge of the area. Neville steps in, wins the ball with a great challenge. Ball forward, was looking for the run there of Crowley, couldn't pick him out.
Christopher did very well there, in fairness, intercepted that pass. I think he might have been in trouble if it went past him.
Here's O'Donnell. O'Donnell decides to have a strike, it's blocked away and ends up at the feet of Delory, who elects to leave it run out of play for a corner.
I think Ringmahon have picked up the tempo a little bit as well, in fairness to them. Just need to get their head on one of these.
Could this be the one? McAlevey goes short. Looks for the return ball and gets it. And now swings in his cross. And the header goes backwards and lands on the roof of the net. It's out for another corner.
Killian Cooper again working hard for his side. Got his head in it. Obviously went back towards his own goals, but out for a corner.
So the corner now to be taken from the far side. So Delory is the one taking over set piece duties. In swinging delivery on this occasion. Hanging up there, headed clear.
Eric Cunningham, great header.
And Murphy tries to help it clear. Kenny now at the edge of the area for Ringmahon. That's a tame effort that dribbles wide. Out for a goal kick.
Just couldn't get the power behind it. Normally Roy is a great technique. Very good strike of a ball, but just didn't happen from there.
Just that challenge there from McCarthy, I think, just throwing him slightly off balance. We have a substitution, and this the end of Jack Kearns' games. He is going to be replaced by Kieran Griffin. Kieran Griffin comes in for the last 20 minutes of this FAI Intermediate Cup Final.
Yeah, I think Aidan will be hoping he'll give him something different. Just come up with that goal to get him back in this game.
Conco's header. McCarthy, Grimes a long way from his area, but takes possession away. O'Donnell widely there, draws the foul from Craig Donnellan. Going to be a free kick.
In fairness to Craig Donnellan, I think he's been pretty impressive today in the six. He's broke up a lot of ball in front of the back four and used the ball quite well when he's been on it. Just needs to keep it going now. 20 minutes to go.
Crossfield ball looks for Delory, who can't bring it under control, and that's out of play for a throw in. Turner's throw in, aimed at a Conco. O'Donnell intercepts. Broderick goes back to Whitehead. Whitehead out to O'Donnell. Back inside now for Roy Kenny. Broderick outside to Towler. Towler tries to play it around Neville, gets to the byline. Neville kept the pressure on there and made sure that Towler couldn't do anything with it. A bit of a scuffed clearance, takes it to McAlevey. McAlevey passing to the area, Varian lays off. Delory had to pick it up retreating, and O'Donnell goes over under the challenge there from Turner, and that's going to be a free kick in a really dangerous area.
I thought it was quite harsh there. I just thought he just stood his ground. Maybe Anto O'Donnell knew what he was doing.
And Turner picks up a booking.
And maybe the referee was right, maybe it was a yellow.
This very much in prime shooting real estate. Delory and Whitehead the one standing over it. And you feel this one would suit the right footer Whitehead more.
Both possess very good strikes of a football. You just want to work the goalkeeper, make sure to hit the target here.
It's Whitehead. Blocked away by Murphy. Whitehead once again. Scuffed the shot. And Okonkwo skips through a challenge.
Just to play a simple pass there and he's going to keep it. Craig Donnellan was outside him. Or sorry, Ross McCarthy was outside him, just a simple pass.
McAlevey plays a pass forward. Delory goes back to McAlevey. McAlevey driving that forwards. Couldn't be brought under control. Again, Ringmahon picking up the clearance. Whitehead to Kenny. Broderick. Broderick's pass outside for Towler. Towler gets away from Neville inside the area now. Towler, can he pick out a pass? Launched clear by Turner.
That man, Ian Turner there again. That back four has been very, very solid today. In fairness, great defence from Ian Turner there.
Turner celebrating his 36th birthday today. That ball forwards. Hopelessly drifts out over the end line and out for a goal kick. Ian Turner having a fabulous game so far.
Yeah, and then I think, in fairness, credit goes to the whole College Corinthians back four. You have two midfielders in front of them working really hard, and you have the three boys up front that are working their socks off.
Ryan took the goal kick. Whistle went, and is that being brought back?
Ryan making a change, I think.
The play being stopped for a Ringmahon substitution. I think Adam Delory here has gone off on the near sides. It is Adam Delory who's being replaced. And it's Darragh O'Shea coming on in his place, the number 17. And for the last 15 minutes or so of this.
I think they've switched Towler over to the left, have they?
Towler now operating on this left-hand side.
Maybe Adam has picked up an injury, I'm not sure. It's a strange one.
And he went off on the near side, so perhaps he did. Here is McAlevey. McAlevey, cross coming in. It's a header of the Runavarian into the hands of Ryan. So that Ringmahon's third substitution. Corinthians just the one substitution. Mark O'Sullivan going off in the first half, being replaced by Destiny Okonkwo. Broderick plays a pass forward, easily read and intercepted by Murphy. His crossfield ball here for Crowley.
Can they get at Anto O'Donnell here?
Crowley with a bit of hold-up play, trying to take a pass to O'Donnell, who puts in the challenge. Towler goes back to O'Donnell.
Anto O'Donnell done quite well.
McCarthy, a little bit of miscommunication there. Grimes had to pounce on it, and he's left Crowley down the Turner's cross turf. Releases with a throw in. Bounced up over the head of O'Shea there.
Great technique there from
a little bit of magic in McAlevey playing it off the back of Declan Troy, and play going to be brought back.
So first cramp of the day, I think it's not unusual. It's Killian Cooper, the shift that he's putting in.
There's a few of them down there. Cooper, Donnellan. Neville has been struggling for a few minutes or so as well in the left back position.
I think the bench is vital now at this stage. I think you don't want to upset the shape too much either, but I think you need to get fresh legs on.
Crowley there, number 7, down his haunches as well, to put in a shift.
Yeah, in fairness to College Corinthians, has been a fantastic effort. Like, we consider they're down to 10 men for so long.
As we see the goal from the 3rd minute that separates the sides. There's Killian Cooper in the 3rd minute. It's the end of Adam Walsh's afternoon, a 2nd yellow card in the 8th minute. It has been 70 or so minutes that College Corinthians have been playing with 10. Still going. Neville intercepts that. O'Shea wins possession back once again. Clearance evades Okonkwo. McCarthy goes to Whitehead. Whitehead drills the ball in. Griffin couldn't bring it under control. Yeah, Murphy once again stepping in and launching the ball forwards.
Just a very intelligent footballer, Alan. He sees danger and just steps in and deals with it. No real fuss.
Donald cuts inside the challenge of Crowley. He's picked out Broderick. Could be a chance here. Can they turn? Ball laid back out to Whitehead. He was a strike. Devil blocks it away.
Yeah, Nathan has been influential since he came in. He's picking up places in the pocket there. It's hard to pick him up.
Okonkwo read Kenny's pass, couldn't skip by him. Here is McCarthy once more. Outside to O'Donnell. O'Donnell goes to use Towler. Taylor faced off against Turner. The two number 2s.
Brilliant defending again. Ian Turner.
Using all of his vast experience there to stop Taylor making any forward progress. Substitution for Ringmahon, their 4th of the day. And Jamie O'Sullivan on in place of Roy Kenny.
I think what Jamie will bring is a lot of energy, you know. You're not going to get a lot of time with him, and he'll drive forward. Maybe this might be the change that changes this game around.
Corinthians win a free kick. McCarthy all over the back of Okonkwo there. The final 10 minutes of normal time in this FAI Intermediate Cup Final, and still College Corinthians with the advantage they've held since the 3rd minute. Could be a chance here. And it was Cunningham who got the header on it but couldn't direct it on target.
And quickly back into his position. Been very impressive today, Eric, in fairness to him.
Particularly being that he was the one who was moved out of position, step back into defence, and do you have to alter your mindset when that sort of happens, but he's dealt with it admirably.
Yeah, exactly, Alan, and it's not easy because the game plan would have been around him in midfield and all their plans all week, and to change very quickly and to be able to adapt very quickly. Chance here.
O'Donnell drives it across. Taylor! Glenn Taylor scored in the Keane Cup Final to equalise against Rockmount. Scores in the FAI Intermediate Cup Final to equalise against College Corinthians. It's College Corinthians 1, Ringmahon Rangers 1.
Yeah, great finish by a wing back, and you know what, you'd say maybe the manager has to take a bit of credit here. He switched him to the left hand side, pops up in the box with a great finish. Great ball from Anto O'Donnell.
Have a look, it was McAlevy's ball outside. O'Donnell in an acre of space.
Great finish.
Driven ball in, picked out Towler, first time finish through the legs of Gavin Ryan from close range. Yeah, the goal that has us back on level terms.
It is going to be pretty difficult for College Corinthians now. All the momentum is with Ringmahon.
Towler sliding into that challenge, taking the ball away from Crowley now for a throw in, and suffering a bit of cramp for his troubles. But Jason, you mentioned it there, College Corinthians hanging on for so long, under wave after wave of pressure, but it's a long way now to the finish line for Corinthians.
Yeah, I think it's taking its toll on the players, in fairness. They put in some shift. I just said that the 10 players for that length of time on a heavy pitch, and then Ringmahon, their bench is pretty strong. Some of the changes, Nathan and Jamie coming in, there are international players coming on at this stage of the game, and you're out in your ear. It's not easy.
McAlevey for the second time placed the ball off referee Declan Troy.
I spoke to Christopher McCarthy, and he said some of the players were very disappointed to be left out, but since they come on, they've reacted in a very positive way. And they have a really strong bench. I mentioned to you earlier on, Alan. It could be a deciding factor.
One thing maybe going in Corinthians' favour, they've only made one substitution so far in the 83rd minute. If this game rolls on into extra time, they do have the option to bring on the fresher legs.
Yeah, and you know, maybe they should be doing it now. You don't want to lose this game because there's lots of players going down with cramp on both sides.
McAlevey goes outside to O'Donnell, and O'Donnell swings it across. Neville with the header out to the edge of the area. It's Broderick. Donnellan slides in, wins possession. Chance for a counter. And that's a cynical tackle from Ethan Varian on Destiny Okonkwo. It's not the first time Okonkwo's taken a foul like that today.
He's definitely going to get a
These
yellow.
players remonstrating. Turner's gotten a yellow. And that's actually Turner's second yellow. And it's a second yellow card for Ian Turner. And Corinthians now reduced to 9.
It's a pity, really. You don't want to see a game end this way. Obviously, you don't want to see players surround the referee either. It was a yellow, I think, no more than that. It was a cynical foul.
I think perhaps they were remonstrating the fact that the advantage wasn't played, that Okonkwo was back up on his feet with the ball and was continuing forwards, but let's just go back to the earlier foul. It was a yellow for Ethan Varian. Is that another yellow card handed out?
Jamie O'Sullivan picked up a yellow card.
Jamie O'Sullivan picking up a yellow as well.
It's a terrible way for Ian Turner to finish this game. He's been outstanding, in fairness.
We're looking, has Varian been sent off? We didn't see the red card being flashed. Yes, Varian's making his way down the tunnel. So Ethan Varian, a straight red card for him. And Ringmahon down to 10. So 9 plays 10. It was a bit of a flurry of cards there. Jamie O'Sullivan also booked in that, the number 12 for Ringmahon.
Look, it's a cynical foul, I think, but it's no more than a yellow now, unless you said something to the referee afterwards. I'm not sure.
And Ringmahon make their last substitution amongst all that carnage, and Alan Happy on for the last few minutes. And the goal scorer, Glenn Towler, is the end of his final. He's the man replaced. So the Turner's Cross turf looking a lot emptier than it did a few minutes ago.
Yeah, it's a crazy few moments for both sets of players. Again, College Corinthians now have to rejig, set their stand up and make sure that they don't concede again before the 90 minutes are out.
They have lost their 2 wing backs.
Yeah. I don't know what Ian Turner said. I think it was for dissent.
Back underway, Donnellan playing that ball into the area. Okonkwo with the header, turned over the top by Grimes. Not the first real save that Grimes has had to make all game.
Yeah, and it's in the 86th minute, and still the concentration levels are quite good. Made sure he got that over the bar.
So the corner going to be taken. Donnellan meandering forwards.
Can someone get down the end of a cross here to make themselves a hero?
The ball has spent so long in Ringmahon or in College Corinthians half of the pitch. This is absolutely perfect for Corinthians now in the last couple of minutes, and just possibly maybe see this out until full time. As Donnellan's outswinging delivery, headed clear. Good first time delivery. Okonkwo couldn't bring it under control.
Could he hit it first time, Alan?
I think he just had his back to goal, and Whitehead retreating, took it off his toe and out for a corner. I think Okonkwo's body shape there just didn't allow him to pull the trigger.
Another chance. Good delivery here, and seeking someone get on the end of it.
Another opportunity to test from a set piece. And it's Donnellan, the captain, forward once more.
Ringmahon's got to try to defend this properly now, not give it no yet.
Donnellan's corner, Okonkwo with the header, blocked away. Shouts for a handball, not given. Conquo sliding in, concedes the free kick.
Something's happened here, is it? Linesman has his
Linesman
flag
has
up.
Flag up, and what's going on here?
Goalkeeper.
Grimes gets the yellow cards. So the former Leeds United underage player, the latest man into the book. As we are inside the final minutes of the 90. So about to get back underway. William McCarthy with the free kick. So Corinthians making a substitution. Keelan Crowley, that's the end of his afternoon.
Yeah, he's put in some shift in fairness for his club. Really worked exceptionally hard and was very good in possession of football when he had it.
Yeah, he's had a very impressive game. Jack Anthony, the man who replaces him. So the number 12 coming in injury time. Wait to hear how many minutes we've got left in this game. So 5 minutes at a time. 5 minutes for either side to try and find the winner. 10-man Ringmahon against 9-man College Corinthians. Okonkwo with the back heel there to Neville. There's Cooper. And McCarthy. Miscommunication on the pass. Sends the ball out of play for a throw-in. Broderick clips that into the area. Cunningham across, turns the ball behind for a corner.
Chance for Ringmahon here now. One good delivery, get people attacking it. On Murphy just talking to his defenders there just to make sure everyone's picked up.
So it will be McAlevey who takes this. Floated in. O'Donnell's header straight up in the air. Ryan punches clear. Cooper skips through a couple of tackles. Isolated now. Just plays a pass forward to no one in particular to keep the ball away from Alan Happy. There's Whitehead. Inside to McCarthy. He allows McAlevey to come back and take possession. Glavy. That is offside against Nathan Broderick.
Yeah, I'm not sure if College Corinthians want another 30 minutes of extra time here, but it's going to be very, very difficult for them.
They have bodies strewn everywhere, substitution happening. It's going to be David O'Leary coming in. The number 15. I'll wait to see who he's going to be replacing. And as for Ross McCarthy, he was struggling there with a bit of cramp a moment ago. So that's the end of Ross McCarthy's evening. Being replaced by David O'Leary, the 32-year-old, won the League of Ireland First Division with Limerick. Former Shelburne man. The final 2 minutes or so of normal time.
I think Gary Hackett can be very, very proud of his players after being down to 10 men for such a long period of the game. They've worked so hard for the team, for each other. Are we going to get a chance here with Jamie driving on?
Here's Jamie O'Sullivan. Cross coming in from Broderick. Varian lays off to O'Sullivan. Pulls the trigger. Immediately blocked away. McAlevey sent away by Murphy. The Corinthians work it to Okonkwo. He's being chased down by Happy. Whitehead steps in and wins possession.
Yeah, I think Nathan and Jamie are those fresh legs are causing problems in there now.
O'Donnell driving forwards. There's O'Sullivan. And O'Sullivan swings that towards the back post. Neville with the header turns it behind for a corner. Into the final minute of the 5 to be added on. Ringmahon Rangers once again a chance to test from the set piece. McAlevey once again to take the corner. Outswing delivery, driven in. And O'Donnell with a free header turns it high and over the bar.
Oh, you'd expect Anto to hit the target there, and he's really good in the air. Great chance. He'd be disappointed with it, I think.
I think he knows himself that that could have been the chance to seal the FAI Intermediate Cup in normal time. Uncontested header. Just couldn't get over it to direct it goalwards. As Ryan goes long and sends that ball straight out of play. And that is the full-time whistle from Declan Troy. With plenty of time left to go in this tie, we go towards extra time. And at the end of the regulation, it's finished. College Corinthians 1, Ringmahon Rangers 1. We'll be back with extra time very shortly, so don't go away. So looks like we're about to get underway for the first period of extra time, and it will be Ringmahon who will be getting us underway. 10-man Ringmahon taking on 9-man College Corinthians in extra time. And Jason, it's been a pretty wild finish to that game.
Yeah, it's in fairness, that moment of madness there from, you don't know, there was a couple of words said obviously to the ref, but you know, maybe in the heat of the moment, maybe you should be letting these things go. I'm not sure what was said, but look, we move on now. 9 against 10, as you said, players very, very tired. You'd hope that the fresh players will come to the fore. Christopher McCarthy on the ball. There have been some player, in fairness, down through the years. I think he's won an FAI Senior Cup with Rockmount, has he?
Well, I believe he has. Plenty of honours as a strike from distance, parried away there by Ryan. It was McAlevey who took a swung at it. A chance in the opening minute here of extra time.
I think that in fairness to Aidan, the Ringmahon manager, the changes have definitely influenced the game. Jamie and Nathan and Kieran up front, they've definitely turned the tide a little bit.
So the corner swung in, and it was McCarthy who got his head on it, couldn't direct it the correct side of the post, but
yeah, he's not that tall, Alan, but he's very deceiving in the air. Good leap on him, you know, and gets lots of big goals. I think he'd be some hero if he gets the winner today.
Murphy there, who was relieved to see that go the wrong side of the post for College Corinthians. Breakneck start to this first period of extra time for Ringmahon Rangers, as Conco can't win that header. McCarthy going to pick up the loose ball. Whitehead. Here is McAlevey once again picking up that ball in a deep position. Pass outside for O'Shea. O'Shea trying to turn it away from Neville. A bit of a loose pass. Clearance though sent straight back to Whitehead.
Looked a free kick there, in fairness.
O'Shea staying down on the turf. Not too happy with the challenge. Declan Troy just saying that he had to hold the play up there for a head injury, and rightly so. So McAlevey switches across, goes to O'Donnell. McCarthy. And McAlevey once again. Leary goes to challenge McAlevey, who passes outside to O'Donnell. O'Donnell with a cross. It's over the head of Neville and just bounced off the thigh of O'Shea and allowed Neville to recover, send it clear from danger.
Just think he wasn't expecting it. He thought the defender was going to deal with it. Quite lucky in the end.
Here's McCarthy. McCarthy goes outside to O'Donnell. And O'Donnell's cross intercepted by Okonkwo. Donnellan heads clear, only as far as McCarthy. McCarthy clipping one into the area, which is headed clear by Anthony. It's David O'Leary sending it forward, couldn't pick out Okonkwo. Whitehead goes to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's cross, headed clear by Cunningham. Happy to McAlevey. McAlevey outside. There's O'Shea skipping past the challenge when getting caught in his way. It's Killian Cooper, the man whose goal seems like a lifetime ago for College Corinthians. Concedes a free kick, and that's a dangerous area for a set piece.
Yeah, especially when players are getting tired, you don't want to be giving away a silly freeze. Giving the likes of Anthony McAlevey a chance to put good delivery in the box.
So it will be McAlevey to swing this. Free kick sent in, deep towards the back post, headed clear by Murphy. McCarthy goes to recover, prevents the ball from going out for a throw in. That's a good pass inside, finds O'Sullivan. Cunningham sends it clear. Picked up by Whitehead. McAlevey. McAlevey sending it forwards. And the header looping up. Ryan spilled it. It turned into his own net. It's going to be a free out. And a reprieve there for Gavin Ryan and College Corinthians. The looping header. And it was Griffin who was challenging Ryan in the air. Concedes the free kick as the ball landed in the College Corinthians net. And immediately ruled out.
Yeah, any contact with the goalkeeper now, and I thought it was a free in fairness.
So Murphy allows that to bounce. Confident that was going to run through to Ryan. So Ryan goes long once again, aiming for Okonkwo, only finds McCarthy. Whitehead. He breaks the line with that pass to find McAlevey.
Ringmahon around well on top in the second or first period of extra time.
McAlevey drives that in. Driven the wrong side of the post. Ryan watching it all the way. I think he had it covered if it was on target.
I think College Corinthians are feeling it in the legs now. It's taking its toll. It's just such a demanding effort from them, having been down to 10 so early.
And then down to 9, as you mentioned earlier, Turner's Cross, it's a big pitch, and it becomes even bigger when you're down to 9 players, even if you're still playing against 10.
Yeah, 100%. But they've been so long at 10, I suppose. Look, in fairness, they've worked so hard. They're a credit to their club. Just hoping now can keep battling away, but it looks like Ringmahon are turning the screw.
Extra time very much following the theme of the 82 minutes or so that preceded it, as Neville intercepts that ball forward, but Ringmahon on top. College Corinthians staying resolute in defence and not coughing up much in the way of clear-cut chances. Donnellan goes to O'Leary. Here's Cooper. Back to Neville. Cooper. Neville, who played the ball over the top and was expecting the run there from David O'Leary. Happy. McAlevey. McAlevey across to O'Donnell. O'Donnell goes back inside to Anthony McAlevey, the club captain. McAlevey back outside for O'Donnell. Man with some patient build-up play, looking to try and fight a way through the defence, but they won't on that occasion. It's College Corinthians throw in.
Just trying to get a breather now to slow things down. You can't blame them, I suppose, when they're down to 9 players. I think we're Ringmahon need to up the tempo now, especially the substitutes that are fresh. Need to keep the tempo up.
There'll be another Corinthians throw in. Corinthians do have 2 more substitutes that they can use.
Yeah, I think Gary needs to use them wisely. I think, in fairness, his team they've battled so hard. Some of them are struggling.
Anthony's throw in. And he has picked out Cooper. Once again, just a bit of a nothing pass, and it trickles through to Eric Grimes. Grimes goes short to O'Donnell. Happy. Happy to McAlevey. McAlevey, it's a good pass. Picks out O'Shea. O'Shea slips in O'Sullivan. Pass back across. Can't pick out a red and black shirt. Cooper couldn't find a way past Happy. Runs the ball out of play for a throw in. So it's O'Shea and McAlevey. He goes across to O'Donnell. O'Donnell. O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan has his opposite number, Anthony, at his back. Manages to swing it across. But can only pick out Gavin Ryan. So Ryan from the goal kick goes long. Aimed at Okonkwo once again. Skips all the way out of play for a throw in on the far sides. McAlavey, he plays it long over the top. Anthony with the header, directs the ball out of play for a throw in. O'Sullivan takes. Here's Happy, back to McAlavey. McAlavey driven into the area but sent back out by Owen Murphy. Here's O'Leary. O'Leary twisting and turning. Pass outside to his wing back Jack Anthony.
He's offside that.
Anthony playing a ball over the top. Okonkwo, who was offside, wouldn't have gotten on it anyway. Whitehead setting it over the top. Anthony with a header. Okonkwo and Donnellan has it taken away from him. Happy. O'Shea can't move past Neville, ends up with Happy again, who clips it into the area. It's turned over the top. Not going to be a goal kick.
Great opportunity for Kieran Griffin. Just got too much on it. A good little clip around the corner.
He did well in a tough position, ghosting in between Murphy and Ryan there, but just couldn't direct the strike on target.
Ringmahon looked the more likely darling. I think College Corinthians are so tired at this stage, it's going to be hard for them to keep going.
Ringmahon still pressing home that man advantage. The opportunities are starting to arrive. College Corinthians with a throw in. Okonkwo, who has worked his socks off since coming on early in this game for the injured Mark O'Sullivan. Here's Anthony's throw in. It is aimed at Okonkwo. Okonkwo dispossessed by the combination of O'Donnell and Happy. O'Donnell sends it forward. McAlevey controls. Here's Broderick. Broderick challenged by Neville. And Neville turns the ball out of play for a throw in. Broderick to McAlevey. McAlevey across to O'Donnell. Sides to O'Sullivan, and O'Sullivan swings in across. And it's met with a header, and it was Griffin with the header, but couldn't direct it on target. Couldn't direct it to Broderick, who was at the back post and out for a goal kick.
Just on Ringmahon, I think maybe Tony Whitehead could maybe step on a little bit. They've dropped so deep now. I think he could nearly step into midfield if he wants.
Jason, as this game goes on, it's the question of risk versus rewards. Do you push that man forward to try and win it, or do you make sure that you don't concede?
Yeah, look, when you haven't won it before, I suppose it's hard, but like, you know, these games are here for winning. Like, I'd be inclined to take a gamble. If I was Ringman, I'd be stepping or this man on the ball now. I'd be want him in these advanced positions.
Here's McAlevey, and Whitehead now has to Griffin on the edge of the area and ends up back with Whitehead. He swung a leg with it, and now he directed it to Murphy. Donnellan's pass forward is to Okonkwo, and Okonkwo's in here, and there could be a chance here for Destiny. Okonkwo takes it around Grimes. Okonkwo! Corinthians leads! 9-man College Corinthians have taken the lead in extra time, and it's the substitute, the man who came on for Mark O'Sullivan, Destiny Okonkwo, who's given them the advantage.
Yeah, Christopher just seemed to fall there, did he? Like he went over his ankle or something. But it was, in fairness, he had a lot of work to do, and it was a great finish from him. He's worked his socks off all day.
And gets a booking for his celebration. I don't think he'll mind too much. We'll take a look. McCarthy's gone down injured, holding his knee. That released Okonkwo, who took it around Grimes and finished into the empty net. And so, as we approach the half-time whistle in extra time, it is College Corinthians 2, Ringmahon Rangers 1. And if College Corinthians can go on to win this, they'll have won it the hard way.
Yeah, no one could deprive them. I think if they do go on to win this, like Garley be so proud of his players. They've just kept going all day long against all the odds. And in fairness, that was a really good finish. I presume Eric might be a little bit disappointed he went to ground a little bit early there. But yeah, no taking away from the finish. And now it's game on again, yeah.
It's 96 minutes that College Corinthians have played with a man disadvantage. And now potentially 15 minutes or so away from lifting the FAI Intermediate Cup for the first time in their history.
Still, this Ringmahon team are never beaten. You know, they're still in this game. I wouldn't rule them out just yet.
They do still have that man advantage. They're going to have to find another gear, and they're going to have to find it in the second period of extra time. Half time in extra time, and it is College Corinthians 2, Ringmahon Rangers 1. So 15 minutes to go, 15 minutes to decide the fate of the FAI Intermediate Cup. And it is Corinthians once again with the goal advantage, with the man disadvantage. Can they hang on and claim their first ever FAI Intermediate Cup?
It looks like they're throwing Christopher McCarthy forward as well.
Well, McCarthy has scored in the competition. He's scored twice in the competition. And the 1-0 win against Malahide United, and scores the winner in extra time against Usher Celtic in the quarter-final. So does have a goal or two in him. It could be a chance here, but Cunningham turns it behind for a corner. It was Griffin there who almost carved out a chance once again for Ringmahon Rangers. So another corner to be taken by McAlavey. Doesn't beat Donlan, skips around, and O'Leary hoofs clear. It's Broderick, goes back to Happy. And across now to McAlavey. It's a poor ball in, Murphy heads clear. O'Leary.
Did the right thing there, if you're in doubt, just deal with it. Fairness, he used all his experience and just dealt with the situation himself.
Cooper launched it a long way clear, way ahead of the run of Destiny Okonkwo. Something happened there. It happened just outside of our line of sight.
Can Ringmahon get this equaliser?
So McAlavey. Long ball forward. Anthony watching it all the way. And O'Donnell turns it out of play for a goal kick under the challenge from Jack Anthony. Intelligent defending there from Jack Anthony. And that's what happened to Grimes. A little bit of a slip there. Thankfully for him, nothing untoward came of it. Ryan, once again, his goal kick going straight out of play. And here is McAlavey. He's probably spent the most time on the ball of anyone in this game. That's a good pass outside. And the cross blocked by Neville. Looping in. Anthony off the line. It's still here for Ringmahon. Griffin can't turn away. Donnellan puts in a challenge and wins a free kick. And backs to the wall, defending once again from College Corinthians, but they do scramble it clear. That looping ball over the top. Anthony headed clear. Really good there from Anthony to be able to turn it away from danger.
Craig Donnellan again there in the 6. He's just sensed the danger, got his body in the way, and won that important tackle.
So Ryan from the free kick. It's over the head of Okonkwo. Out of play for a throw in. As O'Donnell goes back. Whitehead. McAlevey. McAlevey allowed to carry it a long way forwards. Goes outside. Cross in. Kearns can't bring it under control. Broderick's taking the deflection. Turn behind for a corner.
Yeah, it was a chance. Fairness, again, College Corinthians getting their body in the way. Nathan struck it quite well. I think it was Owen Murphy again, I think.
Was indeed Murphy. He has been a brick wall in front of this College Corinthians goal. Corner swung in. Headed clear by Cunningham. Donnellan can't cushion it to Okonkwo, and O'Leary just launches it forwards. Grimes brings it under control. Grimes elects to go long. McCarthy concedes the free kick, climbing over the back of Jack Anthony.
Yeah, I think some of the Ringmahon players are feeling it as well on the legs. Christopher looks like he's struggling. This will be some achievement if College Corinthians can go on and win this after losing a player after 8 minutes.
Amazingly, Corinthians do still have 2 substitutions to use. Ringmahon don't have any, they've used all 5. As Okonkwo's header goes out over the end line for a goal kick. Corinthians do have the option to freshen things up if needs be.
Yeah, and we spoke about it, the surface being really slippy at the start of the game, and it panned out that Christopher McCarthy loses his footing, and in fairness, the young lad scores a really great goal.
Here's Broderick, goes back to McAlevey. McAlevey across to O'Donnell. O'Donnell chips it into the area. Can it be brought in control? Ryan's missed it. Neville gets it clear, only as far as McAlevey.
Free kick, is it?
It is going to be a free kick for a handball against Craig Donnellan.
Jamie was unlucky there, Jamie O'Sullivan.
It was O'Sullivan. Neville who cleared. O'Sullivan got to it ahead of Ryan, just couldn't direct it to a red and black shirt. And the strike coming in from McAlevey, striking the arm of Craig Donnellan. And a free kick now in a really good area. Just under 9 minutes to go. O'Donnell and McAlevey, the players standing over it for Ringmahon Rangers.
Got to work the goalkeeper here now.
It's O'Donnell.
Good
Headed away.
Good wall.
It was Murphy once again. O'Donnell across to the edge of the area. Okonkwo sends it clear. McAlevey with a delivery. Headed clear. Here's O'Shea. And Corinthians players just throwing their body at it.
Eric Cunningham again.
Cunningham that time.
Really good again.
Possession worth its weight in gold for College Corinthians now at the moment. Neville to take this throw in. He goes up the line. And there's Cooper. Cooper can't skip past Whitehead, but does very well to win a throw in for his sides.
Yeah, he's
G'ing up the crowd here inside Turner's Cross.
He's getting his team up the pitch, getting his back four breather. This will be a really tough blow for Ringmahon if they don't win this game. To lose 2 finals in 2 years, it'll be hard to lift the players after this if they don't manage to get a equaliser.
They do have one eye on the Munster Senior League title. Somewhat out of their hands though. They're 4 points behind Middleton in that with a game in hand. And coming to the end of that season, if Middleton are to pick up one more win in their last game, they'll win the title.
It's not dead yet. There are 7 minutes left. Ringmahon will keep going to the end.
Here's O'Donnell. Anthony puts in a challenge, takes it off O'Donnell's toe, turns it out of play for a throw-in. O'Donnell back to McAlevey. McAlevey outside. Trying to thread that ball through to O'Shea. O'Shea facing off against Neville, gets the cross away. And Cunningham turns it out of play and out for another corner.
College Corinthians have dealt quite well with corners today, set pieces. Hopefully they'll hopefully try to defend this as well as they have all day, but there's a chance. Can they get ball in the box?
So here's McAlevy's delivery towards the back post. O'Donnell with the header. It's a tame effort and easily pounced upon by Gavin Ryan. Ryan launches it forward, again looking for Okonkwo. Always going to be the target man. And Okonkwo doing super well there. Runs the ball out of play under the challenge from Darragh O'Shea. Grimes taking a free kick when it was a throw-in. So it's back to Happy. Whitehead.
Okonkwo has been really, really impressive since he came on the pitch. He's worked so hard. And can he be the hero if it stays like this?
McAlevy's pass forward is read and cut out by Cooper. Here is David O'Leary. O'Leary picks out his captain Donnellan. And Donnellan elects to launch it all the way forwards. As far as Grimes. As we tip past the 25-minute mark in extra time. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes for College Corinthians to hold on. 5 minutes for Ringmahon Rangers to try and find something to keep this tie alive.
Eric Cunningham win the header again.
McAlevey drill that forward.
And his partner
Murphy
beside him, Owen
dive.
Murphy. Great header again.
Yeah, diving header sends the ball out of play for a throw-in. McAlevey. O'Donnell. Here's O'Donnell once again. Pull back. And Griffin couldn't bring it under control.
Yeah, great link-up player with Anto O'Donnell and Christopher McCarthy. Just couldn't sort out his feet here on Griffin. But that was a chance.
I wonder how many chances there will be. As Cooper can't bring it under control. Broderick goes to McAlevey. McAlevey to Happy. Back to McAlevey. McAlevey with a strike. Oh, what a save that is from Ryan to deny Anthony McAlevey the long-range screamer. He turned it away from the top corner. Let's take a look. McAlevey, that was a wonderful strike, curling towards that top corner. And Ryan, at full stretch, pushes it away over to the top.
Yeah, it's a fantastic save from Gavin Ryan. Keeps his team in the lead here. Great strike from Anthony McAlevey.
Corner swung in. O'Donnell can't turn it on target.
He's gone down with cramp. It's
He's
another
down
great,
holding his hamstring.
another great effort. Another great chance. He should be scoring.
Just put off by the presence of Jack Anthony. Couldn't rise high enough to direct it goalwards.
Yeah, both managers now looking at the clock. Aidan obviously wants a little bit more time. Gary is just praying for it to be blown up. Two and a half minutes left plus stoppages.
2.5 minutes to determine the FAI Intermediate Cup for 2025. Ball played over the top. Okonkwo full of running still. Challenges Happy, who directs the header back to Grimes. McAlevey. Goes crossfield to O'Donnell in an acre of space. O'Donnell has time to pick out his cross. Ryan punches clear. And O'Donnell. It's a handball against O'Donnell at the edge of the area. Went in for the challenge with Okonkwo and it just bobbled up onto his arm. And Okonkwo now, who's down and suffering a bit of cramp. And understandably so for Destiny Okonkwo. He's run his socks off since coming on for Mark O'Sullivan in the first half. After O'Sullivan's suspected dislocated shoulder.
Yeah, in fairness to College Corinthians, they had two major setbacks with Adam Walsh's red card and then they lost Mark O'Sullivan, one of the tallymen.
Ryan gets a booking there for time wasting.
But still the lead here with a minute to go.
It's the final 60 seconds. Ryan goes long from the free kick, aimed at Okonkwo. Happy's header goes backwards and out of play for a throw in. Tension ratcheting up another notch. Is there a final chance here for Ringmahon Rangers to save their 2025 Intermediate Cup hopes? Anthony's throw is to Okonkwo. Okonkwo twisting, turning away from Happy. Anthony played that pass but into the hands of Grimes.
Maybe one last chance for Ringmahon if they can get it forward.
Surely this is going to be the last attack. It's Broderick over the halfway line. Broderick plays that pass forward for O'Shea. O'Shea has Neville at his back, trying to turn away. Neville puts in the challenge. Can he prevent the corner? He can. Turns the ball out of play for a throw in.
He's defended absolutely outstanding today, in fairness. Along with his two centre backs and Ian Turner when he was on the pitch.
Throw in taken short to McAlevey. Cross comes in. Header up in the air. It's still here for Ringmahon. Murphy with another header. Launched clear by Donnellan. O'Leary helps it on its way. It's out for another Ringmahon throw in. We're deep in injury time now. McAlevey swings in across. Header straight up in the air. And Ryan clutches it.
That might be it.
Ryan with the ball in his hands. Will he have the trophy in his hands in a moment's time? Goes long from the goal kick. It goes all the way through. It's at the feet of Grimes. It's all over. College Corinthians have won the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup. They have overcome all of the odds. Playing with 10 men from the 8th minute. Playing with 9 men to finish this game. They've had their backs to the wall throughout this game, but the wall has stood tough. They have defeated Ringmahon Rangers to claim their first ever Intermediate Cup.
Yeah, Alan, fantastic achievement from the College Corinthians players, as you said, against all the odds. Outstanding performances by some individuals, particularly the skipper and Eric Cunningham beside him. Back four I thought were quality. No one can deprive him of this, I don't think. I just don't think Ringmahon did enough on the day. Fair play to College Corinthians, great victory and some celebrations tonight, I'd imagine.
It is. It's a fantastic victory from the men from Castle Treasure. And it was the goal from Killian Cooper in the 3rd minute that set them on their way. But a second bookable offence for Adam Walsh in the 8th minute had them under the cosh. And Glenn Towler got the equaliser. You felt maybe that Ringmahon will be able to push on and try to put this game to bed, but instead, in the 14th minute of extra time, Destiny Okonkwo, his destiny was to score and lift the FAI Intermediate Cup for College Corinthians, and that is how it finished. Corinthians held on throughout extra time to win the game, to win the cup, and to bring it back to Castle Treasure for the first time. It's College Corinthians 2, Ringmahon Rangers 1. Corinthians players celebrating away to us, and it's absolutely fantastic achievement for them, for the club, and even in the game itself.
Oh yeah, look, a fantastic game of football. Look, against all odds, I think what they achieved today has been outstanding. Their back four has been amazing. The I can imagine the manager is very, very proud of them. They never gave up, battled all the way to the end, even losing 2 players and still kept going. It's a great achievement for the club.
It's maybe not the game for the purist. The red cards really affected that, but a final full of intrigue, full of drama, full of excitement. It's been a great final.
Oh, absolutely, and I think he kept the public on their feet to the right till the very end. Look, I suppose it's all about College Corinthians today, that they've got the win, but side of it, they have the Ringmahon players who are absolutely devastated. To lose 2 finals in 2 years can't be easy to take, you know.
You mentioned, of course, the back four for College Corinthians, so impressive, but the goal from Destiny Okonkwo, the one that seals the Intermediate Cup for them, fantastic finish, and he had a fantastic performance, isolated there up front as he was.
Yeah, especially look, it's a tall ass to come and stand up front, practically on your own for the whole game. They lost Marcus Sullivan early on, and he's been outstanding. He took his goal really, really well. There was a lot of work to do, and he still finished it really well.
And losing a player of Marcus Sullivan's calibre, that's not going to be in the game plan either for College Corinthians, but they recovered so well to deal with that setback.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. For the young lad to come on, I suppose he has no fear. He didn't think he was going to start today. Come on, no pressure, but he was outstanding, and he was a handful, in fairness to him. Let's just see, Eric Cunningham got man of the match there. Again, it could have went either way. He was outstanding today. Himself and Owen Murphy were very, very good.
Yeah, Cunningham, as we mentioned in the stream, he would have had to sit back in the midfield, and that affects you the way that you have your game plan, because you're going into your head thinking, I'm doing this job, to be called back into centre back to do a whole other job you weren't prepared for, but he dealt with it so well.
100%, and he's such a young lad as well, to be able to go back and do that. It's testimony to himself and his manager to trust him to do that job. But I thought Owen Murphy and himself marshalled that defence very, very well, accompanied by the 2 full backs. Both full backs were excellent as well, I thought.
Just a touch back in the goal there from Destiny Okonkwo. It's almost one of those ones where you can have too much time to think. You're running through from halfway, you're going to have this chance, but he dealt with the pressure of that so well as well.
Oh yeah, it wasn't an easy finish either. There was a lot of work to do. I think Eric probably made it a little bit easier for him, but look, he had a decision to make to come, and in fairness to the lad, he went on and finished it very, very well.
It was almost reminiscent of the Fernando Torres 2012 against Barcelona in the Champions League semi-final, that sort of breakaway goal to seal a game against all odds.
Yeah, I suppose Christopher, I just spoke to him there briefly. He's devastated. He actually slipped to allow that to happen, but in fairness, the young lad still had a lot of work to do and went on to finish it.
So we are going to stick with these live pictures for the moment, and we will be back very shortly with the trophy lift, so don't go away. So you can see the College Corinthians players going up to receive their winners' medals, led by Andrew Neville. Got a superb game, shifting from centre back to left back with the red cards. So Owen Murphy receiving his medal. Gavin Ryan, he had a fantastic performance in goal today. Turned away all chances. David O'Leary, League of Ireland First Division winners medal, now an FAI Intermediate Cup winner. Superb performances throughout this College Corinthians side. See Destiny Okonkwo, the goal scorer, receiving his FAI Intermediate Cup medal. Squad players getting their medals. Of course, it takes a squad to win a cup like this, and everyone getting their rewards. Craig Donnellan and Ian Turner, the joint captains, the men who are going to be lifting the Pat O'Brien Cup. The cup presentation. Your 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup champions. The team in blue and white, making its way back the short journey to Castle Treasure. College Corinthians on top of Irish amateur football in 2025. Their first ever Intermediate Cup title. So we are here with man of the match Eric Cunningham and the man whose goal scored sealed the cup for College Corinthians, Destiny Okonkwo. Eric, we'll start with yourself, man of the match performance. Maybe sum up the performance in your own words.
It was a grind from start one. We got off to a great start. It was unfortunate with the red card so early, but listen, we dug in, we adjusted well, and I just thought everyone dug in. We went places where we've never gone before. Just everyone in that team behind me just dug into an absolute different level altogether from what we've done all season.
Personally, for yourself, the red card affected you having to step back from midfield into centre back. How did that affect your psyche in the game? Obviously a very different game to what you would have prepared for.
Yeah, I've played centre half now a lot of the season, and just dropping back in there, I'm kind of used to it now. I had a different role today to play at the start, but that all went out the window after the red card. We had to adjust. We did. This man came on and listen, he was different gravy altogether. He played unbelievable, won us the game, simple as, and that's just the way it was.
Talk about the mental pressure of having to deal with Ringmahon's relentless attack from the red card and going the man down. How tough was that to hold the fort for 82 minutes in normal time and then into extra time as well?
It was crazy. We went into a back four and we knew if we just stayed tight, just dealt with it play by play, take it ball by ball into the box, we knew we'd come out on top. We went, as I said, we went to places we've never gone before, and it's just some feeling to win this.
Destiny, for yourself, congratulations. You scored the goal that won the FAI Intermediate Cup, and we saw from your celebrations how much it meant to you. Could you maybe sum it up in your own words?
I don't know, it meant a lot. We've been fighting to get here. Last year it was tough, but this year, even going through the season, it's been tough. And this was the only cup we could fight for, so I'm just happy we won the game. I don't know, the celebration just took up my top, and yeah, I don't even know what to say with the words. I'm still taking it all in, to be honest.
You came on for Mark O'Sullivan, obviously a huge blow to lose Mark, and when you were down to 10 men, it was a thankless task for you, isolated up top, but you were full of running throughout. You looked absolutely spent at the end of it.
Like my coach said, when I came on, he just wanted me to work my legs off, sorry. I wanted to work my legs off, take us to the well, and that's what I did, just fighting for the team, and it made up for it.
We were saying here a moment ago, it was almost that Fernando Torres 2012 against Chelsea, where you had that run, that breakaway goal, and you had so much time to think about it, but did you know what you were going to do?
I knew what I was going to do when I got the ball and I seen the keeper. I always knew I was going to round him. All the boys know me. I'm round the keeper every time.
Guys, we'll let you go celebrate with your team. Take your photos. Congratulations. So that is it for our coverage of the 2025 FAI Intermediate Cup Final. College Corinthians, your champions for the first time in their history. And Jason, your closing thoughts on today?
Look, in fairness, a fantastic achievement for the club. You can see all the kids and the families here. It means so much to the players. And in fairness to them, against all the odds, they produced the result today. And no one will ever forget this performance from that group of players today. Fantastic achievement from the players. And a great spectacle for Munster Senior League.
Jason, thank you very much. And thank you very much to everyone watching at home. We really appreciate your company over the last 120 minutes of football. For myself, Alan O'Brien, Jason Purcell, all the team here at Full Time Productions and the FAI, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.
If I lose myself, I